And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from Braemar Arena. It's high school hockey on the air at the MNHockey.tv. Along with Bart Archer, I'm Pete Wagner. So happy to have you on board. It's the Edina Hornets and the Blaine Bengals in a non-conference tilt. And Bart, I think this one has the makings of a dandy.
No, it's hard to disagree with you. In fact, both teams kind of struggling out of the gate a little bit. In fact, it was the Bengals who got a little bit of a late start to this season, but dropped a 4-2 game at Aldrich Arena to a very tough Hill Murray squad. But they were down 2 goals and came back, actually tied the game to end the second period, but gave up an early third period goal to Strobel, and he scored one about the 13.5-minute mark to ice that victory. But I'm sure they're eager to get back out on the ice and prove their wares. They actually outshot Hill Murray 27-21, so they have some flow. But when you run into a goaltender that Hill Murray does, sometimes goals are kind of hard to come by. But both teams have a little bit to prove, not only to the other team, but to themselves tonight as well.
Well, indeed. You know, Bart, I think one of the things that you have to put into perspective, it's going to be a high school hockey season where there's not going to be a lot of teams that are going to be 23-2.
No,
I think you're going to have a lot of 10 to 15 team win teams. Sean Goldsworthy said it on Goldie's podcast, as has many others. Ken Pauley didn't disagree. There could be up to 15 teams, 20 teams that could make a statement that they could, or claim that they could win their section title.
Yeah.
How about the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks? Defeat the Minnetonka Skippers, start them at 0-2. The Hornets are 1-2. The Thunderhawks have beaten both Benilde and Minnetonka. Where are they going to be in your MNHockey.tv top 10?
Well,
wow.
It's pretty wide open. Normally you have your 2 or 3 favorites or 4 or 5 favorites, but this year it's really an open field right now. Obviously there's some teams that are looked at as favorites, but anybody can really jump up. And I think the thing about like Blaine and the Edina team is they might not have the horses because they did graduate some notables, but they're going to get better as the year goes on, and that's going to certainly come into play come sectionals as well. But right now, Eden Prairie opening up their season tonight against a very difficult Cretin-Durham Hall team as well, so they have some things to prove, lofty expectations on their shoulders. But we're starting off the high school season, Pete. It's very exciting, and we have a good one for you tonight.
We do have a great one tonight. Our guy Rick is on the ice right now, ripping the Zamboni, the
He's
JV
pretty
game.
Good too.
Rick at least brings a little more pace than the Great Lake Greg Vangen did. Man, that guy was a great guy, but I mean, it was 17 minutes to get through here at Braemar Arena, and it was something.
Well, it was good for Twin City Orthopedics, who sponsored the Zamboni.
Absolutely.
But I like the efficiency.
We have a doubleheader going on right now. You can check out, if you're on the MNHockey.tv, all you need to do is go over and check out the broadcast, which features the Eden Prairie Eagles and the Cretin-Durham Hall Raiders. Our guy Matt Harrington is on the call for the Eagles, not only home, but season opener, as they are now underway as well. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, the intriguing part is that each team has a Mr. Hockey candidate on the teams. Eden Prairie is rated number 1, so there's a lot of good things to see in that game, and Eden Prairie is always a good watch.
So the double dip here on the MNHockey.tv coming up this week. We got a pretty full slate too as well. And then in a couple of weeks, we're going to be right back here with what I feel, even though we get deep into this, it feels to me like at the point you get to the Edina Holiday Classic, that's like, okay, Thanksgiving's over. Here we go. It's showtime. You've got Grand Rapids. I'm digging that they're 2-0, or that they've beaten 2 big teams now in Benilde St. Margaret's and Minnetonka. They'll be here, of course, Edina and Eden Prairie. We know what Eden Prairie is capable of. We'll be watching them closely here tonight on their other channels we mentioned. And then, of course, Elk River, the Elks will always be a factor in the Section 7 AA as well. And we love the gritty brand that they bring. Each game is different on that night. It's going to be special. But in that Edina Holiday Classic week and that weekend, on that Saturday, we're going to have 4 games from the Trier Rink, which is going to feature the American Family Insurance Catholic Hockey Showcase. 8 great matchups. We rounded out with Hill Murray and St. Thomas Academy. How about that for a very intense matchup?
Oh, indeed. In fact, there's a lot of good matchups. I'll let you go ahead and continue. I know Holy Angels is represented. Benilde's represented. It's just going to be a great day of hockey altogether.
It is going to be a great day. Benilde Academy of Holy Angels will square off with Noel Ron's Holy Family Catholic Fire. And
I knew you'd be able to actually bring that one home.
What's that?
I said I knew you'd be able to bring this schedule home, because I knew I wouldn't.
Oh,
I know it was involved. I just
you
thought it was squared off.
Yeah, you deflected. But, a couple players to watch. Cole Hansen, Carson Rickles. By the way, no need to chirp us on the message. It is Rickles. It's been confirmed. Everybody that's been calling him Reichels is wrong. I spoke to the sources themselves, and we've been told that we'd be deemed royalty if we called him Rickles on this broadcast by the Blaine Bengal faithful.
Well, I might migrate back to old habits, but I'll certainly do everything I can to make sure I pronounce it properly. But he's a wonderful talent. In fact, you look at Bryce Brodzinski, last year's Mr. Hockey winner. He wasn't even the leading scorer on his team. It was Rickles that actually netted 40 and had an abundance of points. So
40.
40.
I mean, that's a real number.
4-0, right?
At a high school camp. That's almost 2 a game. And
as a junior.
You know, Bart, there were certain performances in the state tournament last year that stood out to me. And Carson Rickles was very cool. You know, in that opener, you had to be mindful of him. You know, you hear people say, well, we're not so sure about the skating or this or that. I'll tell you what, this kid can put the puck in the net. He's got a big frame. He looked good in warm-ups to me. He's going to be a fun one to watch. He's also got Cole Hansen, who's also a distributor. Couple of seniors that are going to be very important to this hockey team. Well, indeed, and Cole Hansen's not just a playmaker, but he can put the puck in the net as well. In fact, I think he was their most vital offensive weapon during their run at the state tournament. But, you know, you graduated Bryce Brodzinski, Will Hillman, Nick Hauken, and Noah Caldine back on the back line. I think that's just as impactful to this Blaine Bengal squad as losing a couple high-profile forwards because Hauken and Caldine was a steadying influence. They provided both defense and offense. And it looks like this year it might be senior defenseman Mason Streeter that's going to inherit that role. But they have some good backliners on this Blaine Bengal squad that are going to give the Edina forwards all that they can handle tonight. Well, let's talk about those Edina forwards. You know, I think people have asked the question as where are the goals, quote-unquote, going to come from, because you lose a guy like Jungles, you lose a guy like Nevers, Malmquist, Chorsky, you go through the whole list. Yeah. There's a lot of big-name players there that are gone, but it's a next man up. I mean, these kids, someone was scoring goals at the youth level when they were winning or finishing second and third in state championships. It's not like they didn't have goal scorers. Well, and also keep in mind, if there's one common denominator through the last 50, 60 years of Edina Hornet hockey is they can skate. Every addition that they put out there, they can skate, and this team is no exception. They have some speed. I just think that they're kind of the rough edges right now, that the more they play, the more those edges are going to get smoothed down, and they're going to get a little bit more confidence. But this team can muck it up. They can skate. It's not quite the sequential finesse that we saw last year with possession. It's going to be a little bit more dirty, a little bit more grinding, but they have some bodies that can bang. They have done some defensemen that can clear out. Loudenhogue looking to get his game back to where we know it can be. But a lot of questions are going to be brought into this game, but some questions might even be answered tonight as well. Absolutely, and once again, it's going to be about keeping the puck out of the net. Can they handle those forwards with the Bengals? Now, the question on the Bengals are, you know, they've always had some very good defensemen along the way that have, you know, I mean, when you think back to the Dave Oss years, and even again here with Chris Carroll with his hockey club, they've always had good defensemen. Not that they don't this year, but they're right. They're a little less. They're more untested, and we'll see what they can bring, and if they can match up with the strength and the physicality of the Edina Hornets. Well, Pete, if you look back on the years where they had the Shide, Copa, Stevens, Nowicki, they've always been strong at goaltender. I remember the Malvins as well, and he took the place of Danny Harper. So I think that Simonson, with Daninger moving on to endeavors in his life, the onus is on senior forward Jonah Simonson to 10 goal, and I'm sure he's going to do an outstanding job. Got out of the gates a little slow, but playing in Aldrich Arena against a tough Hill Murray squad is not an easy first blush out of the gate, but I'm sure his game's going to be a little bit more settled, a little more focused tonight, but it's not going to make his job any easier because Edina can still come in waves and they can still get to the net and put some pressure on. It's the second chance opportunities I think that's going to be very important for both of these teams. Who can not only limit them defensively, but who can cash in on them offensively is going to be a huge determination as to who wins this game tonight. And again, weekend. It's early in the season, and it's not one of the. Which one do you want? Tomorrow morning. You might as well. We'll make it a multiple choice. Oh, my word. Whatever works for you. So after one, it's 2-1 Eden Prairie over Cretin-Durham Hall at the Eden Prairie Community Center. Matt Harrington is on his season debut with us. He, of course, was on our airwaves last year. Right. People think I'm biased. Huh? You should listen to him. I'm just kidding, by the way. Wow. I did a fly-in. He's fabulous. You're working the Cretin-Durham Hall angle. Maybe. Just picking out of a little bit. I always say, the truth is everybody's from somewhere. Right on. Right? And you're from Edina. Right.
I get so accused of being such a homer, and I do my best to try to call it down the middle. But I guess we'll find out tonight. But I like this Blaine Bengals program as well. They've been up in the top tier for as many years as I can remember.
You and I have been on this for quite a few years, and the respect level for the Blaine Bengals program from the youth all the way up to the high school, it's a seamless program, and they do a heck of a job, and I love the brand they play.
Yes.
And you and I always had on our schedule their matchups with Centennial, which we just love to do so much.
I love going up there, too. Bit of a drive, but it's well worthwhile.
It's just great stuff. So definitely looking forward to it. Our officials have now taken to the ice, and we'll be ready to get this thing underway for you here shortly from Braybar Arena.
Tell a
Good
friend.
to see. We have LaRon Loves FF cheering on the Hornets from Nashville. Jerry Rickles is on board. Go Bengals. BK from Mexico. Keep the shout-outs coming. You can text me on my phone, too, as well. You know we're all about that.
I'll let you handle that one.
John Sands, by the way, our executive producer, is clipping highlight clips. It's great at the end of the game. You can get kind of a mini game from YouTube that we'll post on Twitter. Follow us at MN Hockey TV. We've got our original 6 that we're calling them, that we're covering: the Edina Hornets, the Bedell St. Margaret's Red Knights, Eden Prairie Eagles, Minnetonka Skippers, Academy of Holy Angels Stars, and Bart's very own Hopkins Royals.
Indeed. Welcome aboard.
We're looking for adding next year the next 6.
Expansion.
Who's it going to be? I think we might have the Stillwater Ponies.
Oh.
We may have the Lakeville South
Go out
Cougars.
to the St. Croix Rec Center.
We may work in the Blaine Bengals.
We might need the company helicopter to be working overtime, P. Wagner.
Well, we're just going to get Marvin Windows, and we'll get the Marvin Jet.
There you go.
Hornets have taken to the ice, as you can see right there.
And you can probably hear the fight song. Boy, if I had $1 every time I heard this song.
Bart does not get sick of it, though. You should see it. He tears up when he hears it.
I get a little bit clamped, a little emotional.
The Bengals now hop on the ice in their dark blue with powder blue trim. The roadies are in full force for this Blaine Bengal edition.
Boy, if you think all the great talent that's come through this Bengals program, I mean, Johnny and Michael Brodzinski, the other Brodzinski, Bryce Brodzinski, Easton Brodzinski to say. We've also had, trying to read my notes here, Dylan Lambert, Jesse Norland, Briggs Fussy, one of my favorite names of all time. But there's been a lot of very notable. Klein has been a name that's been familiar. But Blaine Bengals, very proud program. I don't think they've won since 2000, but they've certainly been at the state tournament a number of years, but looking to make their trek back this year as well. They certainly have the talent. They just have a very tough Maple Grove squad to get through.
We'll now get to Pat Milan and the starting lineups for you here, as the Bengals and Hornets will have their starting crews on their end line, and then the bench is loaded, going with the NHL look. Love that. Actually, the Hornets were the first team that started that way, way back. Are you aware of that?
No, but they're trendsetters.
And they were the only team that didn't wear Cooperalls.
Ooh, Ryan Wallen in goal tonight.
That's right, Bart Archer, Ryan Wallen, the sophomore. And on the blue line, it's going to be Cam Schoberg. And then he'll also be joined by Caden Brzezinski.
Well, Schoberg's actually converted forward.
Up front, it's going to be Jack Ryman and Carson Rickles. And Cole Hansen, Chris Carroll, one of the good guys in hockey, your head coach of the Blaine Bengals. Loudon Hogue is your starting goaltender for the Edina Hornets. Jake Boltman will be one of the blue liners for the Hornets as he comes up with some pace. It's going to be Gunnar Johnson on the blue line with him. And then up front, they're going to go with the Worst line. Number 16, Emmett Worst. He can put the puck in the net.
Yes, he can.
Mark Overman is your left winger. And Jackson Borst will be getting the nod. Oh, check that. Well, it looks like they got Jackson Borst out there.
Yeah, indeed they do.
Okay.
But
we
Peter,
heard Luke Rugemer over the public address, but you'll get the reporting correct here. Kurt Giles, your head coach. Let's pause now for your national anthem. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The Hornets and the Bengals from Braemar Arena. Along with Bart Archer, I'm Pete Wagner. Joe Caju is with us from St. Thomas.
Wow.
He's burning the bottoms of his feet. I've seen the pictures on Facebook.
Say hi to Margaritaville. Say one thing I want everybody to notice is when Rickles and Hansen are on the ice, you know that Boltman's going to be on the ice, and it looks like they chose the Gunnar Johnson to be his running mate, so to speak, but they're going to have to pay particular attention when these two are on the ice and then do it by committee. You don't want to overcommit, but you want to cover your zones and take away their space as much as possible. Once they get the puck, they'll put you back on the heels and start firing away at Loudon Hogue. This Edina team is going to have to protect Loudon Hogue. A key for Loudon Hogue to find out where his game is where those rebounds are going. If he's controlling the rebounds, he's on his game. If they're starting to fire out for second chances, he's struggling a little bit. Something to watch.
Hello to Jay Larson saying go green, watching from snowy west side of Edina. Didn't have to leave the home. Nancy, I think it's Kogan, said, hey, Mason and Jack. Sunny Florida, go Bengals. Good to have you on board.
Right on.
And look out, our guy, Joe Caju, with some more trivia ready to fire it our way.
Looking forward
This is
to
dedication. I mean, unbelievable. Thanks a lot, everybody, for joining us once again as we'll get ready to drop this puck. In to take the draw, it's Ryman.
Here we go.
Against Wurst, and Wurst pulls it all the way back. Hogue is going to take the wobbling puck and play it back over for Gunnar Johnson. Overman whacked at there by Rickles, bumped off the boards by Ryman. Rickles jammed on the play by Wurst. Up comes Boltman as he steps up into the play to the right wing side. There's a snapper by Borst in on goal, and Wallen makes the save. First shot of the action here tonight. We're underway.
Yeah, we saw very inspired Jake Boltman gain the zone, then put it out to Boris, top of the right circle. He put a pretty good shot on goal and tested Wallen right away. He received that very comfortably, made it look easy, face off to his right.
Bengals out of the Section 5 AA. They're going to have a lot of challenge from them in the likes of the Maple Grove Crimson as well as the Centennial Cougars. Going to be very sneaky good. Watch out for them. Here come the Bengals in transition. First minute of play here in this game. Now it's going to be picked up by Johnson. Chips off the glass, kicked in down the line. Hansen. There's a quick snapper by Rickles. That's stick checked neatly there by Boltman. Flipped to center. Skating into that one was the Hornets' Boris as he tried to play this one back to the corner. Cutting him off on the play was Caden Brzezinski. And now it's going to be the Bengals back up out of the ice. From the left wing side, it's going to be Rickles with it. Pulls it through the screen up high off the glass. Stuck into the netting and out of play it goes.
Boy, that was a really nice play by Rickles. He gained the zone and he's a left-handed shot. He came in, did a little bit of delay, and then he put the shot between the defenseman's legs. Went up and over the screen, so it is going to come outside the zone. But that was a very quick hands by the very talented Bengal forward. Here comes Edina.
Back up to the right wing side they go. And that one's going to be offside at the line.
Oh, that's Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh just snuck in about a half a step. You're really, in this game, in this type of game, especially in the first period, you want to pay particular attention not to be offsides and limit what could have been a pretty good odd man rush or opportunity for this Edina Hornet. Bit of a break for the Bengals.
Bengals control the face-off as they play this one through center. Hogue will watch that one sail wide of the mark there and icing the call as we bring it back into Bengal territory.
Well, Peter, we always talk about the Rickles and the Hansons, but there's also a Hunter Hansen who's a senior forward. Put the puck in the net with some regularity last year, and they also have a Zach Buzik, a senior forward that's out on the ice. We might say his name quite a bit tonight as well.
Face-off win. There's going to be Wurst to take a poke at that. That's Wyatt Wurst. He's the defenseman. Cousins, not brothers, not to be confused there on this Hornet edition. That one misses the mark. Chasing for the Hornets was Luke Rugemer, and it's going to be cut off by Morton at center. He's going to shovel back into the corner. Back to retreat. It's Loftus with it. Rugemer, the big frame, finds his man off the rail there with Jimmy Clark as they play this one back into the corner. Willie Johnson is there. They love the sophomore line. Brought them out third. Now there's a quick shot that's turned aside. That one by Nicholas Williams. Nice save there by Wallen as he saw that one all the way in. Now it's going to be Williams watched on the play by Lager. Williams to the right wing side. Nice job by Zach Buzik to bother him there. deflected off the stick by the Hornets on the play. That's going to be Jimmy Clark, the talented freshman. Played back into the corner. Schoberg is there. Schoberg goes back into the corner. Streeter looks back for Schoberg, hounded by the physical A.J. Dahl. The guy's a little wrecking ball. Mentioned him as the big-time cornerback starting as a sophomore on the Edina Hornet football edition, and he could lay the leather. Now it's handled by Overman. Right wing side, shots deflected. That one hit traffic. That one taken by the Hornets. Henches, nice job to keep that alive. Pokes it there with the big stick. Worst, a shot that deflects up over the top of the goal.
That was a good stick by Streeter on that one, but it was Edina came in. I think you said it was worse that came in just at the hash marks. Got a pretty good look at the goal, but nice job by Streeter to get his stick in front of that one up and out of play. Blaine Bengals getting bottled up, but good forecheck by Edina. They're jumping the roots on the passes, and they're taking good angles and really getting on this Blaine Bengals, making it difficult to get out of the zone. If they can continue this, it's good things for Edina Hornets.
Like that play by the young Nick Henches, the power-hitting first baseman in baseball as well. Rare to have a multi-sport athlete. Kind of just didn't lose his positioning. Poke checked that right off the stick and kept the zone, but didn't lose his posture. Now it's going to be Larson to play this around. Of course, I coached him, so he's going to get some props here. I mean, let's just be honest. He's like a child to me. So it's back into the corner. One of mine, I mean.
Right.
Now it's run around the boards. Let's just go with some preemptive strikes. Back into the neutral zone it goes. The Hornets to the left wing side, reaching back. It's worst. Overman plays that out of the air neatly, and then it's going to be turned up by Schoberg to the line. Nice pace to the start to this hockey game. These two teams can scoot. Back up through center, the Blaine Bengals will lose control with it. That's going to be Jack Ryman to regroup as he plays that over to the left wing side. Finn Loftus is there. Ahead he goes to Ryman. Ryman will ring this one back in behind. Cut off by Hogue. Here comes Gunnar Johnson. Hansen flushes him. Johnson forced back. Near side it goes. Handled now by Boltman as he works his way up the left wing side. Boltman, his pass through center's deflected away. And now they're going to play this one back into the Edina zone. Off the boards by Boltman. That hit a man on its way in. That's Hunter Hansen of the Bengals. Hornets get it back and are going to send this one in. Stick save. That one trickled into the neutrals or the slot area. Streeter swats that one away. Now it's going to be Wyatt Wurst at the line. Worked out of the zone now neatly there by Loftus. Sent right back in. That's Loftus deep and wide behind the net. Shoveled in front on the feed by Busick, and it's going to be the Hornets to come away with it. Hustling out of the zone. That's going to be handled and played back out of the zone. That by Nate Stone, mystery number 20.
Right.
They always have the early season scratches and ads. I was just caught completely flat-footed.
Making his first
varsity
appearance.
It's like I'm a defenseman that got absolutely undressed, exposed. Of course, his dad, Rick Stone, and I, along with Bart Archer, used to work the drive at Super American Edina, pumping the gas in the blue jumpsuits, changing your oil, too, 50 cents.
I was inside.
Oh, that's right, because you're too good.
Thanks for picking that.
Running the till.
That was a tough time in my life, Pete.
How about all of our lives? No, it was the best time of my life.
Oh, great guys.
Back in behind it goes. We were talking about that the other day with Chris Garvin, the former Edina great. Back in behind it goes now Streeter with it.
Yeah.
The man known as Soup. Now it's going to be handled by Schoberg.
Good to see him.
Left wing side it goes. Up for Schweiger. Hornets keep the zone and play back in behind. That's Willie Johnson, Jimmy Clark to come over to help. Hornets cut that off. In on goal and a nice save. I like what I'm seeing on a wall, and very, very sturdy on his angles and not a lot of rebounds.
Yeah, and he's not very busy either. He just does the job that's in front of him. It was a pretty good shot by A.J. Dahl. He just turned and fired through traffic. But Wallen, as you said, very calm, tracked that puck quite well. Face-off to his right. 11:45 left in this scoreless first period.
There's a wrist shot that's deflected. Back into the Edina zone it goes. It's going to be in on goal as that was Johnson giving chase. Going to the net with authority, and the hands get up. That one on the hard-working Braden Lindsay.
Well, you have to play to the whistle. Might have got a little aggressive, but Edina kind of sent a message. They're going to have to protect their goalie. But it was Jake Boltman, not a person that you want to get on the bad side of. He can play a very physical game, but he was really Edina's likely best player against Benilde St. Margaret's. He not only minded the defensive zone quite well, but he sniped one from the dot, and he provided a good offensive push as well. Looking for more of that tonight.
Tonight's coverage presented in part by Tradition Companies. You can check them out at traditionco.com, as well right here by the American Family Insurance, Lake House, Minneapolis, MPLS, lakehouseMPLS.com, luxury living. There's a nice save. terrific apartment complex. If you're moving over, out, and up, that's the place to go. Now it's going to be to the right wing side. Bart Archer's got his unit reserved. Off the boards to center ice. A little high society living for Archer.
I'm going through the screening process right now, so it doesn't look good.
You won't make it through, huh?
It doesn't look good at all.
Back up through center ice. Rickles comes away with it. That's deflected by Johnson. Oh, and a quick shot there. Misses the mark by Brzezinski. And the Hornets back the other way. Overman got it back from Borst. They look back for Worst. And now it's going to be turned aside by the Bengals. Shoveled up high in the air to the corner. Off the boards it goes. Ryman comes away with it. He's going to be bothered by Worst. That's Wyatt Worst with help from Emmett. Right wing side, look out. Hansen had a man in front, but that was defensed neatly there off the corner of the cage by Boltman. Emmett Worst to center ice. Now it's going to be Ryman with it. Flips that one into Edina territory. Hogue will turn it to the near side as it's going to be picked up by Boltman. Boltman surveys and cuts back through the neutral. Now up the left side he goes. Boltman puts on the brakes, looks up high, goes weak side. That's cut off neatly by the defense. Now Wyatt Worst regroups and look out. Suvi, don't be texting. That's going to hurt.
Well, I thought Cole Cavanaugh might have got away with it. I thought he was going to get a tripping penalty. He took the skates out from one of the Blaine players on his own exit. Fortunate for Edina that he didn't, but they were able to push the puck back forward, and it went out of play, but Edina gets a chance to put some fresh legs out there, but Edina dodged the first bullet. 10-11 left in the scoreless first period. Face off in center ice.
Jimmy Clark, draw win though by the Bengals. Great work off the left wing there by Bryce Lager, the freshman. A couple of freshman phenoms out of here. Here's one of them. Clark spun off the puck off the end boards. Swimming to help is Willie Johnson. They look to the slot area, swatted away there by the defense. Here come the Bengals through center. Wyatt Worst watches his man neatly played to the corner by Hunter Hansen as he tried to get inside on the sophomore defenseman. Johnson to the line but not out. Glove down there by Streeter, and it's going to be Johnson to play this one back up through center ice. Streeter off the boards. Here comes some help back down the right wing wall. Behind the net they go with the senior Zach Buzik. Buzik with it. That one's away from Stone, and they'll cut back in across the line. Now it's going to be picked up by Worst again as he had Stone with him. Deflected away, and that one goes too far for Nolan Williams. And it's going to be sent back into the Edina zone. Now it's going to be Nicholas Williams, his brother Nolan. Looks back up for him. That's deflected off Nolan Williams. No ice on the play as the Hornets will change on the fly. Shoveled back down the boards, and they'll look to play this one through traffic. Bengals come away with it. This has been a stalemate. Not a lot of high-end scoring chances here, but it's been a well-possessed game. Absolutely. Right. I mean, they're making the plays. Got a hand pass there.
No, but both teams contested coming out of their own zone, but maintaining possession through the neutral. And actually, I'd venture to say that Blaine's got some pretty good opportunities, and they're working the puck through the skates of the Edina players. So both teams have got some pretty good looks, but both goaltenders have played quite well when called upon. Loudon Hogue looks very comfortable tonight. He's made a couple saves. Looks very confident tonight, coming out and challenging the shooters. That's a good sign for Coach Kurt Giles and the Edina Hornets.
Worst is a draw-winning machine. Emmett Worst, and there's another one. They wrap up over off the right side of Loudon Hogue as the Bengals good off the end boards. This is what I remember from their state tournament performance, and there's Rickles right there. That is what we're talking about. Tried to open up and shoot it, but Borst was really good to make that a non-factor. Rickles tries to go inside out, comes back away with it, shovels that one back to the blue line. Ahead they go to the right wing side for Hansen. Off the stick of Ryman to the corner now with Gunnar Johnson. Ryman tries to play this one through. Look out, the referee just gets worked. Overman. Now it's going to be Borst. He's watched on the play. Borst is bothered. And now it's going to be Rickles. Right wing on the pass. Nice job, Hansen. Oh, spinorama. Denis Savard pays a visit to Braemar Arena.
Great
wow,
job
for your
Worst.
old school Blackhawks fans. Left wing side. Now it's going to be Streeter. Watched by Cavanaugh. Played ahead on the defense there by Loftus. And up into the bench area goes with 7:32 to go. We're scoreless here, and a good one from Braemar Arena.
No, that was a really nice play, and I believe that was Hunter Hansen that made that play on Wyatt Worst, but he played it perfectly. You can't play the puck in that. You just have to stay with the player and really limit his opportunity. So really a nice, responsible play by the Edina defender. Face-off center ice.
Wyatt Worst steps up on that one, plays that back into the zone, and they'll find their man back in across the line. That's going to be Hunter Hansen. Shot blocker pad save by Hogue. Body check there. They try to go inside out. Back from the corner, it's Bryce Lager. Hornets get a stick in there. They get away with one there, I think. There's a deflection. Oh, and a nice save by Hogue.
Wow.
They had a positioning by Hunter Hansen. Backdoor in front. Look out, getting dicey here in the Hornet zone. Good shift by Lager, Busick, and, of course, Hunter Hansen up front. Now it's going to be Williams. Oh, they had a man high slot. Batted at. Oh, and the rebound just wide of the mark. Hogue fought that one off. Found a way back in behind the net. Busick, great shift by the Bengals. They've got some energy off the end boards. Can they finish the deal?
Boy, Edina needs a whistle.
Off the boards, quick shot. That one rolls up on the stick, and they don't get the whistle as it's going to be Hansen. Hansen tried to slide that through. Worst with the stick. Foot race, Rugemer. No, it's kept in by the Bengals. Rugemer gets it back in front of the bench area. They get Morton to change Rugemer's off, and the Bengals go with the forward unit to change. Sent right back in behind by Loftus. Now the Hornets, that's going to be Kavanaugh, who's checked on the play by Schweiger. Now Lindsay was there. They look to the slot area, and back up ice they go. On it through center, it's going to be Kavanaugh to play in deep as Dahl will forecheck. Ryan Wallen was there, the goaltender, to play this one around. On the stick now, it's going to be Loftus with it. There's a pass to Clark, who tried to find Dahl, but he was positioned neatly there by Rickles. Or check that, Rickles. I went to a bad habit there. Rickles back through center now. It's played back in by Walraff, and it's going to be all the way around. Henches throws the body off the right wing rail. Now it's going to be A.J. Dahl. They were teammates on the Bantam AA team that finished a sturdy second in the state tournament last year. In front of the bench area, Dahl plays that one through. Lindsay is there. Oh, nice pass through the middle. Love that. Brzezinski across the line. Stick save Hogue to the right side. Now it's batted at by Cole Hansen toward the goal mouth area. Gunnar Johnson peels it. This thing is a beauty here, folks. If you weren't, I don't know, hope it translates through your TV screen. This is incredible. 5:05 the tempo, not a lot of whistles. Boltman ahead he goes, off Emmett Worst. It hits the skate of Streeter, fortuitous bounce for the Hornets. Borst looked in front for Overman, deflected away by the defense. Oh, a delayed penalty coming up, our first one of the game. 4:51 to go, and I think the Bengals are going to hit the bin.
Well, you're right, Pete. There's not a lot of whistles going on, and it looks like it's going to be Cole Hansen that's going to go. I didn't see what the penalty. It looks like it's going to be a slashing penalty, so Edina getting a great opportunity now to get a little bit of puck possession and maybe a little confidence, but it's been all Blaine Bengals the last probably 2-3 minutes. What a great opportunity for a 20% power play for Edina to build on that number.
You know what, Bart? That was a butcher job in the corner we couldn't see. We just saw the twig go up in the air, and it came right down.
Yeah, you can hear it, but Bengals 4 for 4 so far, killing penalties. Edina looking to get on the board.
From the right wing side, Hornets control. That's Williams with it. Back for Boltman. Boltman, the quick snapper. Gloved and held beautifully there by Wallen. I like what I'm seeing out of the young goaltender.
Well, so do I. In fact, like I said before, he's not too busy. He's not excessive movements. He just squares up to the shooter, plays his angles, receives the puck, gets a whistle, allows his coach to put fresh legs out if he wants. Edina goes with a little bit of a subtle change. 4:40 left in the first period. Edina on the power play for another minute 47.
Nicholas Williams down the left wing wall, back in behind the net. Hornets control. They'll play up for Clark. Now Boltman touches over for Clark. Jimmy Clark will walk, shoots, blocker pad save up off the end glass as the Hornets regain possession. Clark now walks, right wing circle, blocked, deflected wide of the mark. Now it's going to be gathered in again. That one played back up to the line. Nicholas Williams plays to the right wing side for Boltman, up high for the right circle. Lets the howitzer go. That's deflected wide. Back door. Chance Wallen sprawls and gets his arms extended. They battle off the end side of the net and the end line. Nothing going there as it's still scoreless.
Well, and I think it was Williams on that side that was battling, but nice job by Blaine to block a couple big bombs from Boltman in the back and really giving the goaltender a chance to take care of business. I think it's been a good power play by Edina. They're focusing more on the right circle, but they do have some opportunity if they can go to the left side. There is some space out there, but if there is space, Wallen seems to be closing those gaps. 1:11 left in the penalty to Hansen for Blaine.
Great Queen song, Pressure. Love it. Do you like that one, Bart?
It's fitting.
Huh? Pat Milan, not afraid to make it happen. Now it's Worst, lets into that one, leaned into it, the left-handed shot. He'll turn this one back up to the line. It's going to be handled now by Williams as he gives off Worst. Again, oh, that one off the side of the post, I believe, as he gets it back. Here's Worst, another quick shot. How many shots can he have in a power play? Rebound, they battle, puck's loose. They still battle, and it's poked wide of the mark. Hornets now 38 to go in the man advantage. Nicholas Williams, quick snapper, blocked in front. Beautiful work there. Schoberg was there to get the frame in front. Now it's going to be Hogue to cut off and play back up ice. Williams turns this one up ice. He's got Boltman on his left, Clark on his right, Borst as well, and offside at the line.
Boy, that's a tough offside to take. They had some momentum, they had things going, but really Blaine did a nice job of hanging out when the wheels were starting to wobble, but it was worse. They kept taking shots from the left circle, but it was Wallen that held firm. So Edina getting some good looks, but as good goaltenders can do, they can pick their team up in a moment of duress, and he did exactly that.
A lot of scouts here tonight. I see Fred Bandel of the Florida Panthers is in the house. Got a couple of junior teams over my shoulder here in the press box. There's a chance. Somehow that was kept out of the net by the pads of Wallen.
Well, it seems like we're going to be saying that quite a bit tonight, and I'm sure those scouts have a lot to write down. A lot of good things going on the ice tonight. Just 9 seconds left in the penalty to Blaine's Hansen. 3 minutes left in this period. Edina, pretty good success in the faceoff dot, but Blaine won that one. Very important one for him, too.
All important, as our guy Bob Kurtz on KFan would say. The all-important draw. Back into center it goes. Gunnar Johnson with it. Bengals are at full strength as they kill that off. They're 100% on the PK so far this year, Bart.
Yep.
Keeping it that way. Clark tries to dangle wide of the mark. Bengals aren't impressed. There's a wrist shot that's deflected wide of the mark. It's Streeter who comes away with it. Boy, he's been a workhorse back on that blue line for his club here tonight. In comes Cole Hansen with the body. Ryman was there. Now it's going to be Boltman back over for Clark to play this one back in behind the net. They're going to chase this one down to the corner. Back in behind again. Hornets and Bengals doing battle here off the end boards. 2:13 to go in the first. Bumped off the end boards. Rugemer is there as he'll be checked on the play. And forced back into the neutral zone on the puck are the Hornets. That's going to be Morton to leave off for Gunnar Johnson. Off the stick of Cole Cavanaugh. Now across the line is Streeter, and they're offside at the line. Right there, Bart Archer.
Yeah, that was music that just snuck in by a couple steps, so not a lot of variation on that one, but just 1:54, 2 minutes left. It's been a very torrid pace in this period, but both teams want to finish very strong. I think that both teams should play very, very intelligent. Obviously, if you get an opportunity to take a chance, you have to take it, but you just want to make sure you don't give the other team an unnecessary chance. So both teams very close to the best in the final two.
I have to say the student section for Edina is pretty well represented.
Right.
Way down at the end of the building. I thought it would be very sparse in here tonight just because of the weather, but credit them. Now it's Wyatt Worst to the backhand in front. They shoot. That's a stop there by Wallen. Again, he sprawled off to his left to keep it out of the back of the net. Behind the net they go with it with Schoberg. Outlets to the right wing side. That one hops the stick of Zach Busick. Now it's going to be Williams from the corner. Now it's swung around with some help by Worst. Snapper that hits a man Lager on the way in. It's going to be Nicholas Williams around the boards. Deflected away there. Swatted at there by Bryce Lager. And it's going to be handled now by the Edina Hornets. That's Wyatt Worst. Over for Williams to the near side. Chip through center. Emmett Worst gets the stick on that. Nice play there.
Penalty, I think, on Blaine.
Be their second of the stanza. Off the glass. Force now.
Oh.
Hogue is off the ice. Ooh, they can almost have two, but
They are.
you don't really see that very often.
No, but it's going to be a holding penalty to Blaine, and I think it's going to be on Finn Loftus, the sophomore defenseman. He was just a freshman last year, got some good experience through the state run, and he's going to have to flex his muscles this year and bring some experience, but he's going to spend 2 minutes in the box. Out of the 5 penalty kills that Blaine's had, all 5 have been stick penalties. Now they get a holding penalty, so at least they broke that trend, but they don't want to take too many penalties against Edina. 43.5 left in this first period. The benefit is if Edina doesn't score, Coach Carroll can run his ones out on this one and then start the period with his 1 penalty killers as well. So there's a bit of a benefit, but try to stay out of the box. But Edina has a great opportunity right now to finish this period with some positives.
Indeed they do. Puck is played through center. Boltman now, 30 to go in the period. Works his way into the meat of the defense of the Bengals as they did a nice job through center there, but the Hornets keep it. That was Dahl over to the far side. Williams guides it over for Clark, walks to the top of the slot. That's stopped by Wallen. Puck's loose, scramble, lots of scrambles. Wallen strong on that puck.
Well, just that sequence is going to be kind of a summary, a continuing summary throughout the year. It's going to be Clark high in the slot, and then you got the Dahls and the Williams down low, and then they go after the second chance. But it was a good delay on that shot by Clark. It shows that he has the finesse to make those subtle plays, got the puck to the net, and Wallen did a nice job of trying to control the rebound, but he kept the puck out of the net, primarily his job.
Bart, I got to give a shout out here tonight right now.
Please do.
I wanted to wait to see how this would work. This is our camera operator's very first hockey game. And this is looking pretty darn good.
She's doing an outstanding job.
That would be my daughter, Callie Wagner. Very impressed, so I got to work that shout out. Killing it. Very diligent young lady. Very impressed. That does it for the period. Hornets will have 1:17 to go in the power play.
Well, it's a nice way to start the period if you're Coach Kurt Giles, but you have to feel pretty good about, I think both coaches feel pretty good about the level of compete that they brought. They're all playing responsible, but you know, you expect kind of a bit of a push and a push back, and I think we got that from both squads. So second period promises to be very, very nice, but Edina, huge advantage starting the period on the power play. Indeed,
a huge advantage for them. We're going to hear from a couple of our sponsors and partners. Of course, the Dynamites are a big deal as they're doing some great things for hockey within the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. We'll hear from them and much more. Stay with us. High school hockey continues right here at the mnhockey.tv. We're scoreless after 1 period.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those 4 areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. We have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamites is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. We might say to the kids, like, we're gonna do some hard things today. And we want you to remember, we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing, and you got heads down and panting, and remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
Too heavy? Try it.
I got it.
Lift it up. 1, 2, 3. Good. Looks great.
Wow, this looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. So how long have you been doing this?
2 years.
2 years. So you're an expert.
Yes.
Can you do one with my name?
Sure.
D-E-R-E-K?
D-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the ultimate dream for your business?
I really wish I had more bracelets to make every single day.
What do you do with the money?
We have this hunger project, and I give back to the kids that don't have enough money to buy food.
So the more bracelets you make, the more money you raise, and then the more kids you can help out. How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what do you think about this?
Ooh. Yeah.
Pretty good?
Yep.
We welcome you back to Braemar Arena as the Edina Hornets and the Blaine Bengals are scoreless. Here in the start of the second period, the Eagles of Eden Prairie are leading the we're going Le Francais, it's hockey, isn't it?
Sure.
Are leading the Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders by a score of 3-1 after 2 periods of 2 periods of play.
Well, some scores from earlier in the day. Wayzata 3-1 over Duluth East up at Heritage. In an afternoon tilt, it was Podiak, Schneider, and Kimlinger that scored the goals, and Finn Hoop scored for the Duluth East Greyhounds. Garrett Bonella had 24 saves and 25 shots, and Conrad Couch for Duluth East had 32 saves in 34 shots. Lakeville North 4-2 winner over Holy Family today. In Minnetonka, 6-3 over Greenway.
Had to work for that one against the talented Greenway Raiders.
And that gets you around the league, but Edina, we're about a minute away from the drop of the puck or so. But Edina's going to start with a minute 17 on the power play with Finn Loftus, the sophomore defenseman, in the box for holding for this Blaine Bengal team. And the advantage to this is it really kind of, it gives you a chance to possess the puck. You have a little bit more room to move, and you can kind of relax a little bit. But I think the call to order is to keep getting shots on Ryan Wallen, the sophomore goaltender, who held up quite well in that first period. A little bit of duress toward the end, but his teammates were there to pick him up. I'm sure they're going to look to do that same and get through this penalty and pick up their teammate and get back to 5-on-5. But it should be a pretty exciting first minute and a half of the period.
It should, as the officials are out. Got a little Who music going for you.
Pat Milan taking care of business.
Nobody better. So what are your thoughts, Bart? This is, I was talking
I like the Who, Pete, but
I was talking to Fred Bandel. Tom Youngins is up over our shoulder as well with the Chicago Blackhawks from North Star. Can you believe he's scouting for the Hawks? I mean, that's blasphemy. I mean, like, he would brawl with Secord and everybody.
Right.
Now he's working for him.
Well, I suppose if Dirk Graham gets traded over there and becomes captain,
Dirk
anything
Graham,
goes.
now what was that all about?
Well, he got traded. He didn't have a choice.
Oh, my God.
But no, Tommy Youngins, him and Mikey Polich, I remember him down at Williams Arena. Well, back before it was Mariucci, but quite a player, quite a talent. Played with enthusiasm, and he was tough as nails, too.
Kurt Frazier?
That's who Dirk Graham got traded for, but I'm talking about Tommy Youngins.
Oh, I thought I wasn't listening, as you could tell.
You didn't say indeed this time, though.
Mike Lowry has joined us from New Hampshire. Hello, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Thanks for joining us here tonight. We get ready to move into the second period between these two clubs. Well matched, certainly.
Yeah, and both of them are proud programs that have something to prove. Edina 1 and 2, we kind of knew that they'd struggle out of the gate, but 1 and 2 looks a lot worse than it really is. I think if you look back, for those that actually watched the Edina Benilde St. Margaret game, from a coach's perspective from the Edina Hornets, and I'm being speculative here, I just think that there's a lot of good things that they drew out of that. I thought they played actually a very responsible game, and from a coach's perspective, they did a lot of really good things. But just a couple of things need to be addressed. It looks like they've worked on those a little bit, and as I said, this Edina Hornet team, as will the Blake Bengals, they'll get better as this year goes on.
Be sure to shoot us your shout-outs. Send us some messages on your chat box there, and we'll make sure we'll say hello to you. As once again our season is in full swing here at Braemar Arena. Nice crowd considering the weather. As the clubs will switch sides, the Hornets will move from left to right across your screen, and it's going to be the Bengals killing the penalty. 5-on-4 for the Hornets here to start the period.
For another minute and 17, and we always kind of talk about the second period, the long line changes. It's very important for the defensive pairings. When you get a chance to get off. If you get the puck stuck in your zone defensively, it can wear you out in a hurry, and you start chasing the play and taking stick penalties. So better early off than to try to defend with tired legs.
Clark takes the draw against Rickles. Hornets get it as they control back up high in their own zone. It's going to be Williams left wing side across the line. Swung in, back in, around behind the net. Rickles takes a chop at that, gets it up and out of the zone away from Boltman, as it's going to be Loudon Hogue to let that one go as he sets it up behind his own net, as it's going to be Williams now as he winds up ice. Watched on the play by Hansen. Hornets will try to gain the line, but that's cut off by Brzezinski as he plays that one back into the Edina zone. By the way, don't confuse Brzezinski with Brodzinski, the big Blaine family. How about this trivia question from Joe Caju? How many times have the Bengals played in the state final? Well, we know one for sure when they won it. How many more, Bart? Do your research. Back in behind the net. You're the color guy.
I got too much
now
to
it's
do.
going to be Clark. Oh, watch a game.
Yeah.
Now it's going to be Boltman. Williams back over for Boltman as he looks toward the slot area. Nobody there. Quick wrist shot that deflects off Willie Johnson. He swats at that one up high in the air. It goes. Back in behind. Kick back onto the stick of Clark. Boltman gets it now. Boltman looks back to the left side. Williams, wrister through traffic, hard off the glass. Clark, nice stick there to keep the puck alive. He worked on the defensive Brzezinski. A quick shot off the pass there by Boltman. That's deflected. Bengals, look out. They spring a man back the other way they go. It's Loftus alone and on goal to the backhand up over on top of the goal. As that one hits and had a golden opportunity there for the Bengals.
Wow, and I'm not sure that they're aware that he was coming out at that time, but it hit him right on the tape in stride. He went in. And as a defenseman, some defensemen don't have the ability to kind of dangle with the puck, but Loftus did. He's a left-handed shot coming in from the left side. He opted to go to the backhand, up and out of play off Loudon Hogue, so faceoff's going to be to his left, but a nice kill by the Blaine Bengals, and then they turn the tables on the Hornets, and Loudon Hogue had to make a really, really big save in a trying moment, but they survived. Big faceoff for both teams.
Well, I'll tell you what there, Bart Archer, that was he, of course, being Loftus, going to the Mikko Koivu standby. There's a turnover. Boris with an opportunity.
Well, he got elevation on it. That's what he wanted, so pretty nice hands by the defenseman.
Down the wall it goes. It's going to be off the stick of Overman. Now the Bengals look back up ice. Here they go with some energy across the line. Borst comes away with it as he turns it up. The pace from the scouts were very pleased with what they watched, the way these two teams turned it up a couple of notches.
Well, they can skate.
Worst now comes away with it, back in behind the net. Ooh, try to shovel a pass out front. He's got the big frame, protects the puck so well. Now Lager with it, plays this one back up and out of play. 14:49 to go in the second period. A late start here. We started at 8:20. I mean, late being we usually start at 7.
Right. Boy, I burned a lot of anxiety and energy during that hour and 20 minutes. But Emmett Worse, as we talked about tonight, he's not shy about possessing the puck in traffic. Most players get a little skittish when they get a little bit of pressure, but he's very calm and cool, and he seems to make the right plays.
Now it's going to be Kavanaugh from the left wing, jammed in front of the bench area. Morton behind the net. He'll protect the puck as he kicks it to safety. Morton plays back in behind. On the stick now and handled by Rugemer as he's going to be watched and wrapped up on the play by Walraff. Morton was there. Walraff with the stick. Good shift so far for the Blaine Bengal defenseman. Rugemer for Kavanaugh. Now for Rugemer. Kavanaugh comes away with it from the end board. Streeter is there. Kavanaugh inside out. Ooh, a wraparound through the slot area. Misses the mark. Now it's Schweiger to play to center. Poked away there by Henches. Streeter across line. Now Henches comes with it. Plays it to the left wing side. And that'll make it for an icing call as he missed the mark.
It looks like there's going to be a penalty to the Edina Hornets, too. So I think it's going to be Rugemer that looks like he's holding his head in shame right now, but it's going to be a tripping penalty. So now the tides have turned a little bit. Now it's going to be the Blaine Bengals that are going the power play. Still looking for their first power play goal, but they've only played one game going into it, and I only think they had one opportunity at that point against Hill Murray. But what a great opportunity it is for him. Face off to Loudon Hogue's right. 14:03 left in the scoreless second period. Blaine wins the draw.
Now this will be their first power play opportunity. Sent to the left side. Hansen was there. Now it's going to be picked up and controlled. It's behind the back passer. Touchdown off the end line. They look to the slot area, blocked away by the defense, chopped out of the zone. That by Jimmy Clark. They'll put the freshman out to kill penalties, play on the power play, take a regular shift. Zach Parisi like minutes in his prime.
He's got some speed too.
Streeter now back in behind his net for the Bengals. Streeter outlets to the right wing side. That's for Hansen. Hansen now gains the line, carries this one back in deep. Cole Hansen plays it to safety. Now he's watched by Boltman, who rides him up the right wing boards, and it's sent right back into the zone by the Hornets' Grant Morton. Wallen will set up behind for the Bengals. Streeter gathers in with 1:02 to go on the power play. To the right wing side, across the line. Now it's going to be handled by Hansen as he stood up on the play. Ryman was there. Now they'll try to force this one along the boards. Rickles wants it, gets it. takes this one up to the right point, finds Streeter. Rickles gets it back. Now Streeter looks back to the left wing side. The Bengals through the slot. That one deflects away. Played back up into the neutral zone area as the Bengals will turn this one back.
Great anticipation by Morton on that one to jump the route. Otherwise, it would have been Rickles all alone from the right dot.
Hansen finds Streeter. Now to Rickles. That was off the stick of Hansen. Rickles puts on the brakes, plays it down, wants to go to the slot as he trolls. He's so tough between the dots. There's a shot that's blocked by Williams. He'll slide and go down and try to shovel that one up the wall. Instead, it's a little bit of help from the far side and sent out of the zone. Boy, it might have been Kavanaugh on that play.
Scrappy kill by the Hornets so far, kept the puck out, but good possession by the Blaine Bengals so far. They just haven't got that shot.
Rickles inside out, look out on Worst in front of the slot, and a whistle on the play, and the net was knocked off its post. The Hornet player into it. They're going to leave it inside the zone.
Wow, it was a challenge that the Hornets actually survived, but the Bengals did a good job of possessing in the zone and moving the puck to the open area, but Edina quick to close the gap and really limit their opportunities. So successful kill by Edina. Has to give them a little bit of energy. We're just under 12 minutes to score the second period. Both teams have power play opportunities, but goalies, when called upon, they've answered the bell.
They have. It's been an impressive game. I've enjoyed every bit of it. Not a lot of grade A chances, though. You have the post from this guy, Emmett Worst, as he lets that shot go as it's ramped up and out of the reach of Wallen as the Hornets will work the far boards, and there's a whistle on the play. No, I thought I heard a whistle. They'll still battle. Back behind the net it goes. Brzezinski from the corner plays through center. That's off the stick of Borst. Now it's played back in by Schweiger. Slot that off the glass. Now it's going to be the Hornets back in behind the net, and another whistle. They'll take this one outside as a Bengal clipped the net on their way through.
Yeah, I think it was Schweiger that actually got a bit of a shoulder, just trying to take a sharp angle to try to catch up with the puck on that one, but it is going to come. It looks like it's going to be at center ice is what it looks like, but both teams getting some fresh legs. No, just outside the Edina zone. I was a little confused as far as where that was, but 11:21 left in the second period.
It's now 3-2 in the third period with Eden Prairie and Cretin-Durham Hall. Things getting a little bit dicey there. Here come the Hornets. It's Jimmy Clark with pace. Clark is poked off his stick. Strong kid, freshman. Guides it over left wing side. There's a shot from Enriquez. Now Henches back over from the right point. Quick wrister in on goal. Steered aside there by Wallen. Clark with it now. Clark surveys, bumps the boards. Enriquez now his shot in on goal as Wallen will see that one in and hang on to that one.
Well, I think Enriquez was getting pressured. I just think he wanted to push the puck back up. I didn't get a lot of wood on it, but Wallen, it was a little bit of an off speed, so he did a nice job of tracking it. But Edina, boy, you can see how Clark, he's just really eager to take the shot, but he's giving it up and giving opportunities away. He's going to get his shots, but he's doing a good job of possessing the puck down low and making this Blaine Bengal defenders chase him around, which is what they want to do, create some space.
Stick save, Wallen rebound. He looked behind him, and now it's going to be the Bengals through center ice as that missed the mark for Cole Hansen, and we bring it all the way back for the icing call.
Boy, I didn't miss by much. That's something that Edina's going to have to at least be cognizant of, because that's the second time. First one was a little incidental because there was a player coming out of the box, but Hansen had the mindset to try to get that stretch pass and go in alone, so Edina's going to have to be cognizant of that moving forward. Soften him up a little off that blue line.
Ryman picks Worst's pocket on the draw as they play it to Rickles to the left wing side. Now Hansen comes away with it. Brzezinski has some help. Borst is there in front of the bench area, sent back in deep by Cole Hansen. Bengals regroup in their own zone. Schoberg's pass was partially deflected. I guess, can you partially deflect a pass? I guess you just deflect it. But you know what I mean. You don't get all of it.
Well, it just shows a different degree of the deflection.
Thank you. In front of the bench area, handled neatly there. Steered out of the playing surface by the goaltender, Loudon Hogue.
Boy, that Minnetonka banner's taking some abuse tonight. But it's just a question where that face-off's going to be. We're just about even 10 minutes left to go in this second period. But Pete, both these teams aren't going to dazzle you, I guess, with possession and weaving their way through the neutral zone. But they're not afraid to just chip it off the boards, regroup, and then re-attack. And both teams are doing that. That's why we haven't had those point-blank chances, but both teams are playing very solid responsibly, but they have faith in their ability that they can regroup and be effective.
Hornets off the glass to center. Bengals will play this one through. Williams is there as he'll regroup in his own zone. Scoreless here with 9:47 to go in the second. Hornets muscle their way out of the zone with pace. It's Morton looking to the right side for Rugemer. Stepping up to make the play there was Schweiger. They go rink wide. That's poked back into the zone by Walraff, the junior forward. Now the Hornets back up through center ice. They go with it. Kavanaugh plays this one in wide of Wallen. Rugemer comes away with it. Tried to work it toward the goal mouth area as Morton's there. Deft on the puck. As now down on the play goes the senior Braden Lindsay.
It's going to be Grant Morton that's going to take that penalty. Just got his stick in the wickets of the Blaine Bengals player, but Edina's showing some pretty good speed, but you'll notice the difference between last year and this year. They get to the blue line or they get over the red and they dump and they chase it in, where Edina would have actually brought it in, tried to maintain possession and make a play. So those are the two contrasts of the different styles, but that doesn't mean that this team is less. It just means they have to go about their method a little bit different. But it was Morton, who's done so much for this team so far early in this season, going to spend 2 minutes in the box up to his teammates to get through this challenge.
Face-off pulled back now. This will be even up on the power play opportunities, 2 each for each squad so far here tonight.
I do like Rickles on the point for Blaine. It gives him some space, and he has a good vision of the ice, so it really makes him exceptionally dangerous on the power play.
Hornets ring the boards back in behind Streeter with it. Now Rickles waits for it and comes away with it. And across the line they go. Big check off the end boards. Rickles is there. He'll come away with it as he guides it down into the corner. Hornets find an opening but can't get it out, as that's Ryman for Rickles. From the right wing side, Rickles, top of the circle. Quick pass through, good puck movement there. Ooh, fought off with the shoulder by Hogue as that one was coming in with juice. Rickles plays it out of the air. Rolling puck. They wanted the one-timer. Hansen thought better of it. Streeter's shot, deflected, rebound. Nice save by Hogue. And now back into the corner it goes. Hansen is there. Also working with it is Hunter Hansen. Now it's going to be played Streeter off the boards for Cole Hansen. He gets it back from Hunter Hansen. Now they play it back up for Streeter. Cole Hansen, big slapper blocked. Ouch. Oh. That one off the ankle of Boltman as he's going to fight that one off to the bench. He'll be okay. Now it's going to be Wallen. It's easy for me to say.
Yeah, they hope.
As Streeter draws in Willie Johnson, then just blows out of the zone. Look at the wheels. That's impressive. Streeter now back in deep to the corner. He goes off the boards. Poked away there by the Hornets with 21 to go in the power play as it slowly trickles into the Blaine zone. Brzezinski is there as he's watched by Kavanaugh. 7.5 to go in the period. Now Busick comes away with it with speed. Ooh, he's got some ice. Look out. He's got some help along the way. Lost the handle to the corner. Now it's going to be played to the far wall. The Hornets are now at full strength. On comes Morton. He's going to go to the bench, but doesn't matter as that one goes up and out of play.
Well, the Hornets dodged another one. 7:14 left to go in the second period. That one went off the Eden Prairie banner, so they're starting to spread it around a little bit. But Loudon Hogue looks very comfortable. He made a very trying save in front of a lot of traffic. Yes, the rebound came out a little bit, but his defense cleared that rebound out of danger in a hurry. So not only is Loudon Hogue playing a very confident game, but his defense is supporting him, especially being a man down. That's a big kill for the Edina Hornets.
This is becoming a something's got to give kind of hockey game here, Bart. I mean, the goaltending's been really good. Loudon Hogue has been tested on these 2 power plays. He's had some tricky work here tonight.
And I'm not sure that Ryan Wallen's got a shot yet this period, and we're about 7 minutes to go.
Schoberg. There's been work in and around the zone, but yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. Maybe a couple did come through. There's a shot that's wide of the mark. Brzezinski is there. There's a shot and a save by Hogue again.
And those are the situations, Pete, where Loudon Hogue has to control that puck. Make the save, receive it in, get the whistle. But there have been times recently when it would squirt out, and that's where he'd run into trouble. So it's good to see he's getting back on his game. It's 0-0, 6:42 left in the second period. But it's been really all Blaine for the last 5 or 6 minutes with intermittent Edina offensive zone time. But Edina's got to get on their offensive horse. But it all starts with getting out of their zone cleanly, and that's where the challenge is.
From the right corner and on Goal that goes for Hogue.
Boy, Rickles got some good hands. Holy moly.
They're quick. Yeah, he just, those are the types of things you just can't teach. You just do. Rickles throws the body. Big frame, too, 6'3".
Yeah.
Back up through center ice. Poked away. Now it's going to be Ryman with it. In front of the Blaine bench area, they find Morton on the move. Morton's going to take it wide, but Loftus with a nice poke check regains possession. Ryman plays that one ahead off the stick of Lager. 6 minutes remaining in the second. Hornets look ahead up ice. That one's turned away. Now it's going to be Boltman with it as he surveys the scene to the corner. Boltman stays on the puck, and now it's going to be played back up to the, back into the corner. Clark wanted to find some real estate there, and he lost what he had. Knocked down at the line by Boltman. Nice move at the line. Gets away from one man. Loftus now watches him. That's off Loftus. Dahl is there. Loftus plays it down with the stick. Now it's going to be Williams. Cuts it off at center. Plays this one to Clark. Look out, he's dangerous. Streeter watches him. Drop pass for Willie Johnson. That deflects, doesn't make its way through. Now Loftus is there. Clark wins the battle. Willie Johnson was there in the corner. Back up through the defense it goes. It's going to be Wyatt Wurst in his own zone as it's cut off by the goaltender Hogue, and Wurst will take over. Up the right wing side he goes. Here comes Wurst, bumps the boards for Borst. Borst now finds Clark. Overman to the slot. Now Clark comes away with it. They have room up at the points. They get it there. Now Williams with it. Surveys through traffic. Wallen steers to the far side. Hansen. That's Hunter Hansen. Now it's going to be Overman back in behind the net. Borst is there as he wins the race. The Hornets now with a little bit of momentum here. Now it's Williams. Wrist shot. Oh, a redirect by Wurst, and what a save by Wallen.
Wow,
Just one.
It was a really nice play. Nice sequence by Edina controlling the puck and making Blaine chase a little bit. I think it was a shot that originated from Nicholas Williams from the point, but it was Emmett Wurst in good proximity. I think he was a little too in tight to the goal, but Ryan Wallen, the sophomore goaltender, did a nice job of tracking that puck and hanging on to a very difficult deflection to force that face-off. 4:39 left in the second period. Face-off to Wallen's left.
Well, that's what you do as a goaltender. You got to get right up on that stick when there's a guy in front to take away any top possible angle on the redirect, so all it can do is go into you.
Yep.
Good job by Wallen to take that space away there, Bart, as you duly noted.
Nice tip by Wurst, though. That shot had some velocity. Nice low tippable shot, so good offering by the defenseman.
Borst muscles his way through the defense. This has been a couple of good shifts for the Hornets. Now a whistle on the play. A Hornet player shake it up.
Yeah, it looks like Mark Overman.
They got a quick whistle on that. They wanted the trainer quickly, but we don't have that happening at this stage.
Referee just being very responsible. You want to take care of the kids. Overman's pretty tough cookie, but you don't want to let your pride get in the way, but he's getting up and helping himself off under his own pressure. A very driving force for this Edina team. He brings a lot of grit. He brings a lot of leadership and some speed as well, so look forward to getting him back out on the ice here, at least in the final 4:14 of the second period, but at least for the third period.
If you're wondering, over in Eden Prairie, the Eagles have opened up a 5-2 lead after having their lead narrowed to 1 at 3-2. Of course, they go to work. I thought I saw John Middlestad out of the corner of my eye. Popped one in there.
That wouldn't be that unusual. We're going to see that a lot this year, I'm sure.
How about this on the MNHockey.tv tonight? We got games that feature Eden Prairie, Cretin-Durham Hall, Blaine, and Edina, all at the same time. Totally digging it. It's a virtual hockey smorgasbord. That one misses the what mark?
It's good stuff.
Lager up over the arm of Morton. That one high off the glass. Busick went headhunting. 3:47 to go in the period as Morton races out of the zone. Oh, a quick wrist shot it on goal. Wallen the save, and he covers it up. Again, another nice save by the Blaine goaltender.
Wow, the thing about it is with the goaltending is there's not a real rhythm as far as making saves. You sit for a little bit, and then you have to make a pretty good save. That's exactly what Wallen did on that one. A lot of pretty solid pressure by this Edina Hornet team. They seem to be a little better focused. They're on the puck a little quicker. Not a lot of room. Plus their angles are a little bit better, really making it difficult for Blaine to negotiate their own zone.
As you can see that on that replay, the shot marked up 21-9 now for Edina here in this game. Now it's Clark. That gets away from Streeter as A.J. Dahl is there from the corner. A one-timer. That's blocked. Loftus plays this one to the right wing side. up off the top of the roof.
It's only about 13 feet above the ice, so they have to be aware of that. But Pete, as long as we have a quick moment, Finn Loftus, the sophomore defenseman for this Blaine Bengal squad, I put a little emphasis on watching him a little bit more as this game's gone on. He's terrific footwork, which is obviously important for defensemen, but his stick skills are really something to note. Watch him with where he puts his stick and how effective he is with that stick through the course of this game. It's been very impressive so far.
Hornets now will play this one to the left wing side. 3:10 to go in the second period. Play down by Dahl. Streeter from his right corner looks ahead, now finds Ryman on the move. Ryman works his way in. That's stopped by Hogue. Nice pad save there. Hornets back the other way. Nice bump pass off the boards. Wurst will take it back behind the net. Looks up high to the slot area. Down came Stone. Now Dahl comes away with it. Dahl plays the body there. A little bit of a line combo juggle here as they have Dahl and Stone between Emmett Wurst. Stone tried to go through his man. Instead, he said no and plays this one back in. Now it's going to be Boltman with it. Borst looks to handle the puck. Now left wing side. Stone content to chip it in. He's going to go get it. Borst is there as well, but there's Loftus. Nice outlet, but missed the mark on Schweiger. Back into the Blaine zone it goes now. Behind the net they are with Loftus. Brzezinski. Up the ice he goes. He has plenty of it. Rings the glass. Back into the corner. Morton plays the body. All the way around it goes. Tapped up to the line. That was Lindsay. Played in toward the goal mouth area by Schoberg. Now it's going to be Brzezinski submarining a would-be checker, and it's going to be Nicholas Williams left wing on the breakout. Here come the Hornets. Kavanaugh. Oh, Boris was offside by about 2.5 miles. Now it's going to be Kavanaugh to regroup. Nice job to regroup and gather it in. The Hornets maintain possession. Sent back in wide of the mark. Still covered up there by Wallen.
Well, it was really a good job by Schoberg to really step up and use that blue line as a natural line of defense. So Kavanaugh had to cut, and hence Boris going in off sides, and they had to regroup. But if you can stop this Edina attack before it starts, really limit their speed, you're doing something good. Faceoff is going to be to Wallen's right. 1:30 left in this second period. We're still scoreless.
Face-off, deflected, rebound, scores! Jimmy Clark finally breaks the ice as the Hornets take the 1-0 lead.
Well, and for Clark, that's going to be his fourth goal of this early season. Just right place, right time. It was Wallen that made the initial save from a shot from the point, but the rebound came out and he just deposited along the ice in the 5-hole to give Edina some energy. 1:24, plenty of time for this Blaine Bengals team to answer, but Edina got the first one, and it was Jimmy Clark, their leader on offense. Just a ninth grader, P. Wagner, but he's showing skills of an upperclassman, but that's his fourth tally of the year.
Well, I think that's who a lot of the scouts might be here to watch. I saw the heads go down. No, I didn't see the heads go down there. I'm just being a funny man. Wow, we played almost 34 minutes of hockey. 32 and change before we got our first goal here tonight. Back into the Blaine zone it goes as the Bengals will regroup back out of their corner with Streeter. Hansen shovels to the line, and it's going to be Wurst to take a swing at that one. The Bengals now with Loftus. Gathers it in for Streeter. Off the boards hard, deflected away. That by Cole Hansen. Now left wing pass. That hit the official on its way through. Looks like Stone has stepped up and taken the spot of the injured Hornet player, Rugemer. From the stick of Ryman, it's offside at the line with 29 to go.
Well, pretty good answer by Blaine. They kind of got right back to it, but Stone can skate. Plus, he likes to hound the puck a little bit, and he gets around quite well. But obviously, you want Edina to have a full complement to finish this game out. But still plenty of time for this Blaine Bengals squad to put some pressure on Loudon Hogue, maybe tie this thing up before they get going. But Edina's doing a good job of being a little bit more patient with the puck and getting it to the areas they need to get it. So Edina's getting better as this game is going on. Here we go.
Especially this period. Chance across the line for the Bengals, but the Hornets clear that one out of the zone with good body position. Williams finds a man in front. Oh, that's Dahl as he tried to find Rugemer. That was Overman who was hurt. I mentioned it was Rugemer. And it's sent back into the Edina zone as Morton will gather up. Look out, they better be careful. Brzezinski nearly had a chance there in the waning moments of the second period. And that's going to do it. The Hornets, though, take the 1-0 lead in that late goal.
Well, it was a good period by both teams, really very tightly contested. Not a lot of room to move out there, but it was Edina that took advantage of the probably the best opportunity of the period. There were a couple pretty good ones from both teams, but that one was originated by Johnson, and that'd be Gunnar Johnson from the point. Very important that those shots from the point make their way to the net, and that's a prime example why. But Jimmy Clark found an opportunity to cash it in. Nice job of closing that deal, but Edina goes into the locker room in the second intermission with a 1-goal advantage. But Blaine's going to come out with some energy, I'm sure of it. Should be a great third period, Pete.
Well, we've had a great hockey game here from Braemar Arena. We will take a timeout, and we'll have some more coming up for you as the high school hockey continues between Edina and Blaine. The Hornets lead by a score of 1-0. We'll be back with more right after this. And Hockey.tv continues its coverage of high school hockey right here in the state of Minnesota, and we are proud to be sponsored by Robert Thomas Homes, part of the Tradition Company's family. And joining us here between periods is Carol Griffith, the VP of Sales and Marketing. Carol, like I say, it's our annual checkup. I'm so glad to be speaking with you about Robert Thomas Homes. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Pete. Thanks.
That's good to hear. You know, Robert Thomas Homes is a very unique community of homes, and I've been through them. They're amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about what Robert Thomas Homes are and where you're located and how those are put together?
Sure. Robert Thomas Homes is a locally owned, award-winning, semi-custom home builder. We build homes or new homes throughout communities in the Twin Cities. We offer a variety of products that appeal to a variety of homeowners. You've got your heritage and villa collection that work well for the first-time move-up buyer. Our tradition collection, which is more of an executive move-up product, as well as our villas that would be single-level living in the empty nester product line.
Where are you located? Do you have various projects that you're working right now, or are you pretty located in one area?
Yep, we have a variety of communities throughout the Twin Cities. Our flagship community is Spirit of Branch and Farm, which is located in Lakeville. We also have the Harvest in Chaska, Tributary on Foster Lake in St. Michael, Creekside Hills in Plymouth, as well as Highcroft in Woodbury.
And you mentioned a couple of different types of potential buyers. I heard move-ups in there. And, you know, if you look at a specific target to what Robert Thomas Homes attracts, what do you see that market being?
Really, we appeal to a wide range. Our single-family village collection heritage is more move-up, even sometimes first-time home buyers. We also offer our single-level living, the villas that appeal to a wide range of empty nesters. So those are two really solid products for us. And then the third is our tradition collection, which is more of an executive. You might see that product ranging anywhere from $700,000 to over $1 million.
And then in terms of the differences between, let's say, I'm looking to buy a home versus build a home, what are some of the key things I need to consider for that being the right fit for me to actually build and go from there?
I would say, number one, do your research. Go online, check resources, referrals, reviews. I think that's really important for people nowadays. They can gain a lot of information from that. Check with past customers. Also, I think when you're looking at building a home, number one, look at how long you're going to live there and understand that you're not necessarily going for cheaper is not better. I think it's really important that you do look at quality products and quality finishes, because your home you intend to live there for a long time. It's the largest single investment you're going to make in your lifetime, so you want to make sure that it really withstands the test of time for years to come.
And finally, you have so many great properties, and if I want to research these as I'm doing the things you suggested, how do I get to that easiest? What's my quickest path online to find you?
Definitely visit our website, which is robertthomashomes.com. You can gain information on our communities, our pricing, our quick move-in homes. We also have interactive floor plans. All of that is available on robertthomashomes.com.
Okay, that's great, and we appreciate your time. Carol, good luck to you, and have an incredible winter, and let's enjoy it and get to spring, which we all love so much. It'll come soon enough, right? All right, that was Carol Griffith, Vice President of Sales and Marketing from Robert Thomas Homes. We'll be back with more right after this.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day. We're out here 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, cleaning up the water.
Probably dump that, man.
You guys need some help?
Sure.
Yeah.
No way. JJ Watt.
What's up, man? How's it going?
I don't believe it.
Good. JJ, come on.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome aboard, baby.
Isn't that for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. So what are you guys doing out here? What's the whole cleanup about?
Well, we're just doing the right thing. It's kind of a thankless job. It's out of sight, out of mind. Somebody's got to do it.
What's the dream for the cleanup project?
You know, my dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
No problem, boys.
I thought I was going to have to come over there and show you how to do it.
That's not going to smell good.
Not pleasant.
Great play, baby.
What would you do without these guys?
I would be in trouble. I don't know what I would do. These guys are everything to me.
You ever catch anything? Brackish waters up in here. I've caught castaneted shrimp. You eat them? No. It's been a good day, fellas. I appreciate you guys having me out here. It's eye-opening to see all the trash and everything that you guys pick up.
For me, it's really not just a job. You know, it's a passion.
I appreciate you having me out. You can swing a mean net, man.
Appreciate you helping us. It was a long, hot day.
You aren't kidding. It's hot. Talk about it. Yeah. The heat's a little different than it is on the field.
High school hockey continues right here at the MNHockey.tv, and we are between periods with Tradition Capital Bank's Dan Fagan. Thanks for joining us here. I know you've got a busy schedule, and we've got a lot of great stuff to talk about. First of all, why don't you share your position with the bank and what you do?
Hey, thanks. Thanks for having me. I'm Dan Fagan, and President and CEO of Tradition Capital Bank.
And in your role, you've obviously have a bank that's a little bit different than other banks. We have a stereotypical thing in our mind, but when it comes down to what you are as a bank, can you kind of share what's different about you and who Tradition Capital Bank is?
Yeah, would be happy to. We started in 2005. We raised $10 million of capital, and we had a vision for being a bank of locally owned investors and bankers that are in our community to come together and create a bank that we would have this idea of doing business with friends and family and expanding that network over time. For us, we are a full-service community bank in the Twin Cities, so you can think of all the services that a Wells Fargo or a U.S. bank would do. We can do those here. But think of it in terms of high-touch, high-service. So we have all the technology, mobile app, online banking. We have loans, deposits, all the types of things you get with a U.S. bank or Wells Fargo bank, you get with us. But when you come in, we know you by name, we recognize you, we give a high level of service, and it's a much different feel. We're a private bank, so we're not a high value, mass marketed bank. We're more unique and more kind of fly under the radar through our friends and family.
And so with that recognition from the client base and how it feels, it definitely, for those that come through your doors, it's a lost art, I think. And have you found as a business with what you offer, you have the technological capabilities of all the big box banks, if you will, but you have the hometown feel that we really don't get in the Twin Cities anymore?
Yeah, no, I would agree. And if you look, if you know the banking world, there's a lot of consolidation happening. So I don't want to say think of your Home Depot's taking out the local hardware store, but banks are very similar in that you can get lost as a customer in a big bank. But a bank like ours, we're smaller, we're more nimble, we're very responsive, but yet we were founded by a lot of good business owners in the Twin Cities community. And we have a lot of good bankers here. I myself was a former bank examiner. So we know banking very well, but we are very responsive. We're locally owned, local decision making, and you're not going to get that as much in the Twin Cities here. Other banks are making decisions, some in California, some in Wisconsin, some that take 3 weeks on a turnaround for you. If you come in here, we can talk among our bank and within a few hours get back to you and let you know, hey, this is something we can do. We've done, honest to goodness, we've closed a $10 million loan in a couple of days. Now, we don't do bad loans. We do good loans, but we're very responsive. We had all the information. And we put the transaction together, and that's just not something you're going to get at a big bank.
Well, there's some things that we say we're uniquely Minnesotan, but we also do business Minnesotan as well, so it's really helpful for those Minnesota businesses to know exactly that they have someone with their finger on the pulse of what's really happening here. Let's dig in a little bit deeper into the technology part of things that you have from the consumer, the user perspective. Can you kind of open up the toolkit there? What do you got?
Absolutely. So from a private banking perspective, we obviously have online banking that you could do on a desktop, or we have the kind of online tablet banking, but most importantly, we have our mobile banking app. If you're familiar with some of the larger banks, for example, Bank of America, we actually have the same platform that they use in their online banking. So we have banking where you can look at, obviously, account balances, make payments online. You can make transfers to other individuals. We have a product called Zelle that's very popular among
all
the big
over
banks.
it. We pay our employees with it.
There you go. So we've got Zelle here. So basically all the things you could do at the big banks, the technology's there, and we're implementing them and have that available for us. For our business customers, we also have business online banking, set up ACH originations, again, client to client, B2B, or individual to individual. We have all those services and technology, but the best part is that you have that hands-on, one-on-one. You need something, you pick up the phone, you dial a number, it's picked up by an individual, we know you, we're responsive, and we can make those things happen, whether it's a wire transfer, whether it's overdraft. If you are out and about, you go away for a weekend, and you forget to transfer money, and you're overdrawn, we're not going to return that check, and we're going to call you and say, hey, what happened? Because we know you. So you have all the tech now. You'll be able to see that, and you'll have probably something pop up on your app, insufficient funds, but you don't have to worry that we're going to return the check. You can call us. We know you. We take care of it. That's what you get when you're with Tradition.
And that's very unique. And you also, from someone picking up the phone, you don't have the phone tree to work through where they say, we didn't get that. We try that again, which is really, for me, I think that's a terrific thing too. As far as where you're going, obviously you've opened up a fabulous facility in Wayzata. You're here in Edina, and are you also somewhere else?
In North Oaks.
North Oaks, that's correct. Anything beyond those three locations? What are you guys thinking there?
So I think right now for the Twin Cities, that's a pretty good market. And again, with technology, you don't need brick and mortar on every corner. In fact, you may not go into the bank as many times as you used to. Now we're here if you need us. The reason we had Edina was our original spot. We went to North Oaks. It was pretty strategic because it was literally across town on the other side to serve kind of the St. Paul market and North Metro. Wayzata was a very unique opportunity that we had a client that had a building and said, hey, you know what, this is a cool little community out here. So we looked to set up a small location. We have about 10 staff, just under 10 staff that are at our Wayzata location, but again, full service banking. In terms of the Twin Cities, that's what we're at kind of right now, but we obviously are always looking at strategic initiatives. What I will say is that, and this is a little bit down the road, but we have a lot of clients that were private bank clients that winter in either Arizona or Naples. And so we are considering putting kind of right now, we can do business down there already, but we are looking at down the road setting up some branch locations because we want to make sure we take care of our clients wherever they're at. And those seem to be some markets that a lot of people are attracted to, and we've had a lot of customer relationships out there. So that's kind of a little thing in the future that we're taking a look at.
Well, so not far away, we have our Edina Jerry's Foods down in Sanibel Island, so why not? The free shameless plug, sorry.
Yes,
hope you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
Kind of the same concept for those of you that appreciate that.
That's exactly what it is. We're Minnesotans. We know this market. We know our people.
Everybody loves that.
And everybody loves that. And if you're going to be out in those other communities dealing with people that are just good, hardworking, good, valued Minnesota people, that's what we're looking to do. And by the way, we have an aging employee base, and some of these employees are looking to go to these communities. So it's a nice way to retain not only our customers, but also some of our employees. And so we see a big opportunity. But also, I think there's a lot of people in those communities that miss kind of that hometown, small town feel. You go in, it's a handshake, you see things. Yes, we need to fill out paperwork and all that, but we do our best to be people of integrity, and when we tell you we're going to do something, we do it. No surprises, handshake, that's the way we do it.
Terrific stuff, Dan. Finally, if I want to get started with you, if I'm a business or a consumer, what's the best way? Just pop in, give you a call? What do you guys prefer?
Either, yeah. We have kind of on our website, you can see kind of the department leads we have here, whether it's a business banking need, private banking need, construction development. Obviously, you can have call us on the phone. The best way is either that or just come in person. We have bankers here on site that if you're not calling us, if you're in the area, pop in. We'll get somebody right away. We always have someone to handle the needs there. So it's literally a phone call. Let us know, and we'll do everything we can to help. If we're not the best fit for you or the best resource, we'll do everything we can to help make that appropriate connection to someone that might better serve you.
That's exactly who these people are, folks. What is that email? Why don't you shoot that out there for everybody? Or email, sorry, website, web address. Why don't you shoot that for us?
www.tradition.bank, B-A-N-K.
Simple enough. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks so much.
Good stuff. Thank you. We'll be back with more high school hockey coming up right after this. Look at this. We welcome you back. Bart Archer.
Nice hustle, Pete.
I'm out of breath.
I know you are. That was almost a run. It was a fast trot.
Is that what you call it?
Well, that's what we'll call it.
Ooh. So give me your summary, Bart Archer.
Well, we had a goal by Clark from Johnson at the 15:36. Shots on goal for two-period total. Edina 23, a bigger number than I thought. And Blaine with 11. Blaine
some home cooking? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think there were a lot of multiple shots on the goaltender Wallen, who I thought played an exceptionally good two periods so far. He's going to have that continue into the third.
He's been really good.
Yeah, but it's just a one good shot away for Blaine. But they came out with some pretty solid focus and energy.
Well, Bart, the sophomore goaltender, plenty to look forward to here in the State High School League. I mean, my eye is clearly on him. I just like his demeanor, his positioning. He's very firm on his angles. Oh, worse with a bullet. Nice pad save. Turned aside with coolness by Wallen. Back in across the line. Up over the glass it goes. Off the glass, rather. Stone has stood up on the play. Cole Hansen was there. Stone comes away with it. Hansen gets in on him. A little bit of help now from Borst. Submarining the would-be check to the corner it goes. Now it's going to be handled and played by Streeter behind his own net. Streeter will guide it out. Looks back up the middle. Third period, the Hornets lead 1-0. Late goal in the second period. It's been a really tightly contested game here between these two squads. Dahl out-muscled. That's a rarity by Schweiger. And offside of the line.
Well, they had a pretty good angle on him, but Nicholas Williams did a really good job of escaping what could be. He had some pressure from behind him that he wasn't aware of. You have to communicate if you're out there and you can help your teammate out, but he did a nice escape move and pushed the puck up the boards out of danger. So just those little experienced moves by the Edina defenders can really have a positive effect and force an offsides like Blaine trying to come back into the zone. So nice job by the Edina defenseman.
Bounding puck back into the Edina zone. It's going to be Boltman with it. Boltman hands it neatly over to Dahl. Back to Boltman, looking for Dahl. Blowing a tire there was Schweiger. Hornets come away with it. Gunnar Johnson. Now it's going to be Clark as he's going to try and wind it up through center. He's stopped on the play. Schweiger stepped in front of him. Off the skates of Johnson, back in behind the net it goes. Johnson, nice stick there to spin his man. Lindsay off the puck. Poked back up to the right side. That was off the stick of Lager. This is one bounce away from being a tie game. It's been like that the entire game, and icing will be your call. Back into the Blaine zone it goes.
Well, and Edina was starting to chase the play a little bit. Blaine doing a nice job of moving the puck to the open man, but Blaine, as you said, Pete, they're just one good shot away. Loudenhogue was challenged early in this period and came up with a really nice blocker save, pushed the puck into the corner, so that's very encouraging. But Edina looks like they're chasing this Blaine team around a little bit, but the faceoff's very important from this point forward in a one-goal game.
Hunter Hansen pokes it to Streeter at the right line. Now it's going to be Williams, wedged over by another number 7. That's Lager. Now it's Hunter Hansen for Lager. Lager turns to the slot. He wanted to find Busick. Big Karam to the right point. Blocker pad save. Rebound. Ooh, that one. Oh, and a pad save made by Hogue. That one was a quick one there by the Hornet goaltender.
Wyatt Worst might have just saved a goal.
Morton plays that one off to the left wing side as he's going to cycle back out of the corner. He looks to Morton again. He gets that one from Kavanaugh. Now Kavanaugh comes back. He's got Wyatt Worst, the hero of the day, Bart, but instead they can't play that one down the corner. You know, we're watching the sophomore defensemen just get better and better every night. You know, it's baptism by fire coming from Bantam AA to this. You're skipping a level, really.
And it's all about confidence, too. The more confidence he gets, the better he's going to be.
There's a great example there. Great body position. This is what the kid does.
He knows
and he has some confidence on the puck. Cross the line he goes. He's going to follow it all the way through. Look at this.
He can dangle. He can score.
Who else? Bobby Orr. Now Emmett Worst, the cousin, takes over. Back in behind the net. To the line it goes. There's a wrister in on goal as that's going to be handled by the goaltender.
But again, look at the sidelines blocking out. It was Ryman that did a nice job. I don't know who the Edina forward was. I think it might have been Overman, but he gave his goaltender a chance to see that puck. Kind of a harmless shot from the right point from Boltman. He's got some strength in his shots, but again, clear sightlines held on to it. Faceoff now going to be to Wallins. Left 13-13 left in this third period. Edina still holding on to a 1-goal advantage with an offensive zone faceoff.
Now it's Emmett Worst to the line. Oh, look out. Here's a foot race for the loose puck. Nice job by Boltman to dive and poke that one to safety. Borst, look out. They got a 3-on-2 through center. Borst has Worst up the middle. Overman back in the lineup. There's a shot, pad save, rebound. Oh, the Hornets work on those 3-on-2s. Oh, Worst was there. Or Borst, rather, Worst. I don't know. That was Worst with a chance. Well, that's like a test of strength, or like the Greco-Roman knuckles. That one off the corner. Played back up the left wing side. It's going to be Boltman now watching his man to the corner. Nice job to play that one through by Walrath. Now the Hornets, Boltman will play it to safety to the near side for Willie Johnson. Overman comes away with it. Overman nearly mishandled, but got it back across the line. Dumps this one back behind the net. Body check thrown there by Overman. Borst came in to make the play. Now it's going to be the Bengals to play out of the zone. And the Hornets quickly retreat. That's Jimmy Clark to create some problems. In deep it goes with Schweiger on the forecheck. Now it's going to be Wyatt Worst with it. His pass is deflected. He hit his man with that pass. That was Lindsay. Now Worst again under control, talking about that comfort level that he's had, and it was quite obvious there on that power turn out of that forecheck.
Yeah, and he was under duress too. He did a good job.
In control. Now it's going to be handled by Clark as he's turned away. I've been very impressed by the Blaine defense. Their forwards have been very purposeful in the defensive zone as well. This is as well played of a hockey game you're going to see at the high school level any time of the year. And when you consider for the Hornets, this is game number 4, and for the Bengals, game number 2, gotta like it if you're both coaching staffs. Now they'll regroup in their own zone. Streeter will bump this off the boards, looking for Loftus. Loftus over for Streeter. Streeter ahead from the right wing side. That's going to be off the stick of the intended receiver. That's Bunis. Now that's going to be a penalty coming up too as well.
Yeah, it's going to be Willie Johnson that's going to get that. Just got the mitts up a little bit higher. He's still skating the bench. He's in denial. Or else it's going to be, it's going to be a different one. It's going to be A.J. Dahl. Going to be a holding penalty. Boy, Edina caught a break. There might have been 2 penalties could have been called on that one, but what a great opportunity it is for the Bengals. Bengals still looking for their first power play marker of the season. Obviously, this is only their second game. But what a great opportunity, the offensive zone faceoff to Loudon Hogue's right. It's going to be Busick against, looks like Overman, or Morton. Good to see Overman back on the ice for the Hornets again.
He really completes that line well. Here's a pass. It's a big power play for the Bengals. Up to the line, Brzezinski, watched by Kavanaugh, who has speed. Gets in the way of that puck and muscles it ahead, and in deep it goes. Morton to the bench. On comes Clark with Kavanaugh up front. Brzezinski back in behind his net. 10:42 to go in the third, 1:35 in the power play. Good speed through center. There's a shot high off the glass by Busick. Held in at the line. Down the left wing corner it goes. Busick comes back away with it. He's got Lager from the corner. That's off the stick of Boltman. Lager again. Plays this for Brzezinski. Plays that to the left point. Loftus now plays that on the tape of Hansen. That's Hunter Hansen's shot that's blocked. Kavanaugh, nice PK for him.
Well,
pokes that one through center.
What Coach Carroll has done is he's put Cam Schoberg, who's a converted forward from last year, to defense this year. Now they have him in the slot area on the power play, so they put the big body out there to congest the area. I like that train of thought. Make the defensemen work to protect their goaltender.
Back behind the net. Schoberg is there. Plays that up for Brzezinski. Now it's Streeter. Hunter Hansen, nice job by Jimmy Clark. Deflects that through center. Now Streeter quickly turns up from the right side.
Ooh, Edina's got five on the ice. Five on the ice.
They tried to pull him off. Look at that. You got a 5-on-3 for 25 seconds here for the Bengals. A big moment here.
Well, for another 25 seconds, A.J. Dahl is going to serve, but too many men on the ice are just trying to figure out who's going to be serving it for the Edina Hornets. But the opportunity gets a little bit bigger for this Blaine Bengals squad. Now they just need to gain some possession. It looks like it's going to be Cole Kavanaugh, the senior captain, that's going to serve that penalty. But, boy, the challenge is in front of the Edina Hornets. But what a great opportunity it is for this Blaine Bengals team to get some numbers and get some space, and they have some time to work as well. Very important face-off for both teams.
It is important face-off. You're going to have Boltman out on the ice with Morton and Williams.
And Loudon Hoag's going to have to be the best penalty killer on this Edina Hornets squad for at least 25 seconds.
Ryman will take the draw for the Bengals. Big battle won there by the Bengals off the boards. Loftus back up to the line. That's going to be Ryman. Very deliberate now on the puck movement as they're trying to find an open player. There's a shot. That's high off the glass. And quickly back up they go. Streeter taps that one down. Williams watches his man. Now one man short of the Hornets. Loftus to the slot. Stick save. Ooh, up into the midsection there by Hoag. Now it's going to be 129 of 5-on-4.
Boy, that was a squirrely little shot. The initial shot, actually, Loudon Hoag made the save, and it was pretty easy, but it continued to kind of climb over his shoulder, so he did a nice job of corralling that puck. What could have been a bit of an owly moment, but 129 left in the too many men on the ice penalty to the Edina Hornets served by Kavanaugh. But they got through the one penalty. Now they have to get through this other one. But Blaine Bengals doing a very patient job, as you said, working the puck, getting into the open areas.
Loftus with it. Looks back in behind the net. Now that's going to be Ryman to find his man out of the corner. The Bengals control. Cole Hansen guides it. Oh, they look out front. Too far for Loftus. Streeter has to hustle over. Can't get there in time. And back into the center ice area it goes. Streeter plays to the left wing side. The Bengals, ooh, nice check there. Now it's Clark. I don't know if that's a check or they just kind of ran into each other.
That was A.J. Dahl. He did that with purpose.
That's trying to get to the freight train.
He doesn't shy away, that's for sure.
This one wide of the mark. Swung back into the Blaine zone with 40 to go in the power play, 8:08 to go in the period.
That didn't make a lot of sense on that one. He had good speed coming in. He had some space, and he did a cross dump right on the Edina stick, and they just sent it back down. So you're going to have to be a little bit more poised on their next rush, and here it is.
Push through traffic. Ryman up high. Now he finds Cole Hansen. Loftus was over on the right side. There's a shot that hit the goaltender on its way in. We haven't seen Rickles out here.
No, we haven't, and that was a pretty good shot, but that's a mystery that we'll have to see if we can get to the bottom of.
To the right wing side they go. Schoberg deflects wide of the mark. Edina kills off the abbreviated 5-on-3. Kavanaugh was there. Now it's going to be worse to take over. He has speed from the left wing side, muscles his way through. Shallow angle all the way off the boards. It goes to the far side. Overman dives in on that play. Now it's left wing side they go with it with Ryman. Now Borst. He's run into. Borst takes a swing at that one. Overman comes away with it. Look to the left wing side for Worst. Instead, it's going to be sent back in behind. All the way up, Brzezinski is there. Off the stick of Walraff. The Hornets try to work their way to the goal mouth area. Worst off the end boards, ties up his man. Kicks it free to Overman behind the net. Overman turns away. Now Borst plays this one down off the side of the mark. By the way, the Joe Cageu question, Bart Archer. How many times have the Bengals played in the state final?
Well, I know the one, obviously, but I'll say 2.
1 in 2000. They're 1 for 1.
Okay.
State champions.
Wow, it's a pretty good percentage.
Yep.
But again, the mystery is where's Rickles? Haven't seen him. I'm looking for him on the bench. And there is a second level. Most of the Blaine Bengals are standing up on the bench, so it's hard to see behind. But obviously a very important component in this Bengals attack, and we haven't seen him so far this third period that I've noticed anyway.
Chopped at by Dahl. Now it's going to be Clark pushing through back into the corner. Clark. It's a little help there. Now it's going to be Boltman. Better hurry. Nice job there by the senior defenseman. Pad save to the corner. Dahl is there. 6:15 to go in the third, and a nail biter between these two clubs. Hornets up to the line for Gunnar Johnson for Boltman. Quick catch and release. That might have caught the goaltender Wallen on the way in. Turned aside to the corner. Here come the Bengals. Uh-oh, Johnson goes down and on goal. Hunter Hansen to the backhand. Oh, and that one wide of the mark. Penalty coming up. It's going to be a slash on Clark. Do we have a penalty shot? We do not. Let's take a look at that one on replay.
We almost should, but he got his money's worth on that one. But Loudon did a nice job of tracking. Didn't come out too far, didn't stay back too much. Came out, challenged the shooter, and went with the stride and really cut off the opening on the far side. Kept the puck out of the net. But it is going to be Gunnar Johnson that's going to go for the Edina Hornets. 5:52 left in this third period. Blaine once again on the power play, and this is a perfect spot for a talent like Carson Rickles, so we'll see if he comes out. But if he's not out, there's something going on with the young man, and we're not privy to that information. But obviously a big cog that they're missing. But the next man up. But Edina Hornets are giving this Blaine Bengals team every opportunity to not this score. But that's what happens when you move your feet, and that's what Blaine is doing. They're moving their feet, they're working, and Edina's starting to chase a little bit. They reach and use their stick. And that's one thing that both of these teams have to be cognizant of, is just these types of penalties can really kind of set back their development to be the team that they want to be. It's just these little things.
Well, and you know, once you get a power play and then another power play and now another one, you start to get your offensive momentum. You start to take away the other team's flow. And, you know, Edina changed the complexion of the game back in the second period toward the end of it. Ended up getting the goal, and that's been the difference in the game. But this is, again, another golden opportunity for the Bengals to even this thing up.
Right, but think of the challenge in front of Kurt Giles as far as continuity in lines. When you keep taking penalties, it does mess with. You can't just roll over lines. You have to make decisions on who to put out, how to match up. So it makes the coach work a little bit harder, too, which he's happy to do. And he's certainly capable of making the right decisions, as he's proved over the years. But you don't want to make it too difficult on your coach. But Edina, 2 minutes to get through, and then it's a final 3:52. But as I said, Blaine has certainly some players capable of burying that puck in the net, and they're just looking for an opportunity.
Again, you know, we talk about face-offs ad nauseum, and it's such an important component of the game.
Oh, absolutely.
And we'll be watching
possession
this one as well.
Especially when you're in special teams. Big face-off. Here we go.
Ryman and Morton. Ryman with the draw. He's been good in the circle here tonight. Streeter. Now it's going to be Cole Hansen back up for Streeter. Watched by Morton. Streeter wanted the shot but didn't have it. Quickly over for Hansen, top of the left circle. Back off the side of the net. Hunter Hansen, Cole Hansen. Wanted high blocker. That's hard off the glass. Streeter plays that one. Watched by Kavanaugh, who's been so good on the penalty kill. Lost his stick. Oh, he nearly kicked that one to the corner. That would have been something. Now it's back up ice. Backdoor for Loftus. Nice save. Good read there by the goaltender.
It was a great job by Ryman on the left side, just high in the circle over to Loftus. Loftus, the puck kind of bounced and danced on him just a little bit, so he had to regroup. That allowed Loudon Hogue to get over side to side and really take that angle away. Big save by Loudon Hogue, 120 left on the penalty to Gunnar Johnson, but great opportunity from Blaine. Got to get those shots on goal. That's what they did, but it was a good save by the Edina goalie.
Bengals now will win another draw on the power play with 1:13 to go in it, 5:04 in the period. Now it's Cole Hansen back into the corner for Hunter Hansen. That one's off the skates and stick of Boltman up to the line. Streeter takes over. Loftus back for Streeter. He'll give it back over to the top of the left circle. Give and go. They work it. Nice little exchange there. Now from the corner, it's going to be handled by Cole Hansen, one of the captains. Hunter Hansen walks toward the goal area. There's a nice stick by Williams to break that one up. Couldn't get it out of the backhand. That'll drive one of the coaches, Dave Terwilliger, crazy. Never backhanded out of the net. Sometimes you don't have a choice, but that's always just one of his things. I'd be standing right next to him going, yeah, here we go. Now it's going to be played off the right wing side. Here they come, 28 to go on the power play. Here's a chance. Oh, and a nice save. Ryman wanted to ticket that one for the top shelf blocker, but Hogue got the stick on that one. Another snapper. The Edina goaltender takes that one up off the midsection, and he keeps it scoreless here.
Boy, a couple big shots right there. That last one was from Cole Hansen. He walked in, got a little bit better angle, put a shot on Loudon Hogue, but Loudon Hogue came out, challenged him, stood tall, took that angle away, but Blaine is really getting the looks that they want. Couple wide shots I'm sure they'd like to have back, but they're making Loudon Hogue make saves. At just 18 seconds left in the penalty to Edina's Johnson. And then they may have survived, but Blaine's not done yet.
Well, you mentioned that Loudon Hogue would have to be their best PK man in the 5-on-3, yeah. But little did you know he'd need to be one here, too.
Right.
4 to go on the power play.
Answered the bell.
And 3:52 to go in the period as Gunnar Johnson steps back on the ice. Williams watches his man. Again, really good stick by the defenseman. Brzezinski is there, the senior D-man, watched by Emmett Wurst. Brzezinski. Oh, long pass ahead. Here we go. In on goal. Oh, and Hogue makes the save. Oh, what a chance by Busick. Score!
Oh, my word.
Oh, he got it back, and we're tied at 1.
Well, that's just a great play by Busick on that one. He stretched Loudon Hogue out on the initial one. Hogue couldn't corral the puck. And it was Busick that actually corralled the puck, went back out in front, took a shot, and then the follow-up shot eluded Loudon Hogue. I think it went under his pad, but Loudon Hogue did everything he could to keep that puck out of the net. Where was the Edina support on that one to put him on his keister? But what a big goal that was. And for Busick, that's going to be his first goal of the year. I think he tallied 9 or 10 last year, so he's certainly capable. But what a big goal that was. 3:27 left in this third period. We're knotted at 1.
Well, that played back into what we were talking about moments ago, Bart, about getting momentum on the power play offensively and good things start to happen. And there they made good things happen. Now we're tied at 1 here in the third period. Overtime could be looming. Would be very fitting between these two teams the way they've played. It's been a stalemate. Even though Edina's out shooting Blaine, it doesn't feel as though from a territorial game that's the case. Bengals out of the zone with it. They've had a really good third period. There's a wrister in on goal. Hogue makes the pad save as that was Hansen with the bid there. Hunter Hansen, quick wrister. Nice save by the Hornet goaltender.
Yeah, showed some good quick hands. Good low shot. Hard for goaltenders to handle that one, but it's good that Loudon Hogue got that shot because he made the save. He covered the rebound, built a little confidence, but this is what you're going to see from Blaine. They can see that their final 3 minutes, they're going to give all the energy that Edina can handle. It's up to Edina to play responsible in their own zone and play very intelligent as well.
Boltman hard around the boards. Now it's going to be Rugemer with it. He has more. Oh, and he has absolutely developed. Smoked at the line. Hornets will be forced to touch up. Now Rugemer is going to crash down to the forecheck. Kavanaugh looked to take his man, but the Bengals beat the forecheck and work it through center with Lager. The big slapper blocked by Boltman. He's such a crafty defenseman. Veteran, knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's for sure. And he shows his skills, but Edina very aggressive on that forecheck. They sent 2 guys after the puck. And really didn't have a very good angle either way, and that allowed this Blaine team to come back with numbers. So if you're going to be aggressive on the forecheck, you better take better angles than that. But Blaine Bengals seems to be the better team the last 3 or 4 minutes with the aid of the penalty, but that energy's continued even after the PK.
Bengals control the draw again. Offensive zone wins have been mounting here for the Bengals. Now it's going to be Williams. He's going to race up the middle. The defenseman for the Hornets, left wing side for Willie Johnson. He has Clark down low on the redirect. Turned aside by Wallen. Dahl shoots. Oh, that one, did that hit the post? I don't know. There's a lot of oohs and ahs on the south end of the building. No ice on the play. Busick, he has his team's lone goal. Watched by Williams, who nearly caught Hogue off the post, but the goaltender got there to make the play. Nice job. Now it's going to be Willie Johnson ahead for Clark as he's going to work it wide back into the corner. Puts on the brakes. Impressive there. Back to the line. There's a shot that misses the mark. Willie Johnson races to the right wing side. Got wedged in a fine defensive play there by the Bengals. 1:39 to go here in the third. It's almost having the feel of overtime right now. Williams watched on the play by Cole Hansen. Hunter Hansen there as well. Left wing, they look for Wurst. He's not there. Now Wyatt Wurst comes away with it. From center, Emmett Wurst will chase in on goal. Wallen, nice job to cleanly hold on to that puck. Just stick safe, goes down and covers it up with 1:21 to go here in the third period.
Well, Wyatt Wurst, for just a sophomore, he knew he was going to take a hit, but he wanted to achieve the red line. Couldn't get there, but he put the backhander on net. Really a pretty solid play by the Edina defenseman. 1:21 left. As you said, it feels like overtime. It basically is right now. Edina with an offensive zone faceoff. The onus is on Blaine Bengals to win this faceoff, clear the zone.
Bengals have been really good in the offensive zone on the draws. They win one by Walraff in the defensive zone. The Hornets will get it back at center as Boris is going to play in. They're going to touch up and get right back at it. And the Bengals will break the forecheck, and out of the zone they come as it's across the line with Walraff. Goes behind the back. Picked off by Overman to the right wing side for Boris. He's got Wurst streaking down the middle. That one deflects up and out of the net. This line has such good energy on entry.
Well, indeed they do, and they all come in as a group as well. I mean, it's a situation where they can come in and they can either send the puck to the far side, do a cross dump, dump it in deep. He opted to take the shot, ramped up and out of play, but it was initiated by Blake Bengals, or the Blaine Bengals, so it's going to be face off to the left of Wallen. 57.3 left in third period.
It's been a bit of a classic rock night for Pat Milan tonight. I think he's feeling that.
Not a complaint on my side.
No, it's been really good. But, yeah. I mean, he's even more so dialed in on that tonight. Back behind the net, Brzezinski is there. It turned over. There's a chance in front, stuck out of there neatly by Wallen. 38 to go in the period. Bengals look to play this one ahead, bounding puck to the neutral zone. Now it's going to be Rugemer to the left wing side. Oh, and let's say that was offside, as that was going to be Hansen on his way in with speed. That could have been dangerous.
Well, indeed, it would have been dangerous. They just couldn't clear the zone quick enough, and that's how fast he was. But, you know, that's got to be a little bit of a warning to the Edina Hornets. They're kind of fortunate that he was a half a stride from being onside. Otherwise, it would have been Hansen in all alone, and that's the one thing you don't want with 30 seconds left in regulation time.
If you're just joining us, we've not seen Carson Rickles here in the third period.
And this isn't a knock against Rickles, but they haven't missed a beat. That shows that there is some depth and skill and talent on this Bengals team.
That's exactly where I was going with it. You know, they just, next man up, they just kept moving. Nice battle between Ryman and Willie Johnson going old school. We saw that at Benilde.
Well, Johnson's got to keep his stick down.
Oh, it's like the NHL, circa 88. We're okay.
Well,
Clark now with it.
Helmet.
Back up through center. Try to go through the legs of Ryman. 14 to go in the period. Hornets into the Blaine zone. Ryman comes away with it. That's going to be Streeter off the boards for Loftus from the left corner. Plays ahead through center. 3 seconds. Shot on goal. Stick save. Rebound. Ooh, wow. That came right back out at you as there was Hansen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have overtime.
The extra session. Well, it's an overtime that this Blaine Bengals team earned. It was Busick that scored. Great individual effort, great stick-to-itiveness, really put the pressure on Loudon Hogue after a great save. But if you'll remember, that originated from a stretch pass that on one bounce hit him right on the tape, and he went in all alone. But Hogue did his job. But both goaltenders are going to be called upon, I believe, during this this overtime period. But this is really fun. This is where you're going to see both teams give everything that they have, leaving nothing on the bench. and it'll be an exciting couple minutes. That's
well,
for
it's
sure.
a race to 8 minutes of hockey here between these two teams, and it's 0-0 through much of the game, and it's been a great, tight, tough defensive battle. It's been very memorable.
Yeah, well, that's what good teams do. I think Edina was the better team in the second period, and by a bit of a measure. But it's been Blaine, really, I think, that's been the better team in this period. Obviously, getting a couple power plays didn't hurt their cause at all, but you still have to do something with them. Just because you get them doesn't mean you're going to get better, but they actually did something with them. I think Edina got a little energy by killing them off, but it just got to a point where Blaine just had a lot of good opportunities, and they cashed in on the one that's important. And that was Busick that caused this overtime. So it should be a nice torrid pace, but intelligence is going to win this overtime.
Look who's joining us here in the booth. Matt Harrington comes in with a little bit of a, I don't know, I would say hop in his step. Matt, how are you? Good. How did Eden Prairie look? Tell our viewers.
They look pretty good. 6-2 win over Cretin-Aram Hall. So Ben Steeves, the newcomer with the hat trick.
How did Steeves look?
Yeah, he had a hat trick, so he was
He's fitting right in. How did Langenbrunner look in the lineup?
He looked pretty good as well, dishing off a lot of nice passes, so he looked good as well.
My guy, Luke Middlestad?
Always good.
Rock solid. Well, it was 3-2 at one point.
Yes, it was.
And then
but
Steeves went to work.
Yes, he did.
Who's a closer? Did you have fun with that broadcast? You had good numbers. Proud of you. Matt Harrington's a real nice, solid source behind the mnhockey.tv. Does a lot of our social work. These great graphics you see here, he puts together. I mean, the guy's he's got a future in the business. He's at Bradley right now. I want to say Butler, but Bradley. I do that all the time, but it drives him crazy. One time I did it right when he had his little quarter zip. Now the overtime starts. Looking right at it. Gunnar Johnson back in behind the net. The Bengals with a purpose out of the corner. There's a shot. Pitt saving a big one. Oh, that one over the top of the goal. What a bid by Cole Hansen there. Now it's going to be played back up the left wing boards as the Bengals make the read and cut that one off. That's going to be Hansen. That's Hunter Hansen. Now to the right wing side. Loftus is there. He's had a great game. Now it's going to be Gunnar Johnson from the left corner. Ahead they go. Nice deflection on the tap for Jimmy Clark across the line with Streeter. No real estate there as they play back up into the neutral zone. Now Boltman takes it from Williams, chopped at, and the Hornets across the line. It's going to be Borst. Borst carries back in, goes hard into the net. That stays on its post.
Literally.
I thought for sure that was going to come off. As there's a chance. Worst. Oh, he wanted a high cheese. Now it's Overman. Gathers it in, plays it coolly up to Boltman. Snapper, that hit Borst on its way in. Ooh, some good chances there. And that's going to make it for an icing call. How about that, Bart Archer?
Well, a bit of a trying moment for the Bengals, but they survived. But Edina getting good. It seems like they're possessing with purpose. They have an idea as far as what they want to do, and they're doing a good job of executing it. But again, the faceoff's going to come all the way down to Wallen's left. 6:43 left in this overtime period. Edina had some pretty good looks, but Blaine Bengals survived that battle, so to speak, to live to fight another one. But Edina looks like they have some energy.
Morton with a big win, shot and a glove save. Nice save there by Wallen as he looked that right into the catch glove. Don't underestimate that one through traffic.
No, I think he might have got some style points on that one too.
He did from me. Like Mike Palmatier, you got to give a flair for the fans.
There you go. He took care of that. Check that box.
You know, out of the only replay I've run here that Callie missed on the camera there. It's the only one. Got to give her that. Off the boards it goes. Always being critiqued here at the mnhockey.tv. Back up to the center ice area it goes. Now it's going to be Williams with 6:25 in overtime. That's off the glass, and now it's going to be Hansen with it. Oh, they go short angle. Hogue makes a save, goes down, battles away as there's a shot by Ryman, turned aside by the Hornet goaltender again. Back up through neutral. Now it's going to be Ryman, watched by Rugemer. No icing on the play. Rugemer likes to throw the leather, and he does right there on Schoberg. Schoberg checked on the play, and we have a whistle. Do we have a, what do we have here, the glass break?
Oh, I hope so. Boy, that'd be great. You got to be kidding me. Oh, it's actually on the boards, too. So it's one of the advertisements, so we don't have to get a pane of glass, but that still doesn't make things.
Well, good to see Chris Roddy, your assistant arena manager, is there. I think that's his title.
Right on the Johnny on the spot.
See the referees going to work on that thing there. They're going to leave it. Well, we had a late game here. What game was that when the skate went off the glass and we went over to the East Rink?
And then the next pane broke too.
That's Cretin-Durham Hall. That was unbelievable. We tried to get it going over on the East Rink, couldn't pull it off. But they finished the game. It was like a runner, too. Oh. That one's picked off in front.
That's Loftus with that stick again.
He's been really good with his angles and positioning sticks, all of it. Back up to the point. Walraff shot misses the mark. Bengals from behind the net. Hornets take over. Back out of their zone they go. 5.5 to go in the extra session. Now it's going to be Boltman across the line. Looks to go through the legs. Streeter, nice stick there. Oh, that one was a knuckleball on its way in. Dahlis got to try and throw it at the net. Bounding puck. Couldn't be handled there by Boltman, but calmly takes control across the line. Waits for some help. Now he plays it ahead. Here comes Clark. He's hooked on his way in, and a power play coming up for the Hornets.
Well, it was Streeter. The referee had to call it, but Streeter had to take that penalty. Otherwise, he would have been all alone against Wallen. But he tied him up to make sure he didn't even get a swipe at that puck. So if you're going to take a penalty, you might as well get your money's worth, and he certainly did. And that's a pivotal member coming off for the penalty kill for this Blaine Bengal squad. So kind of an enhanced power play for this Hornet team, as it's going to be Mason Streeter going to go for hooking. But great opportunity for Edina. Face off to Wallen's right. Boy, I think this face-off's kind of important. Hansen against Clark.
Clark the draw. Williams had a hurry as he had some pressure coming from, I believe that was Hunter Hansen, who's been logging major minutes here.
Yeah, we talked about him a little bit before, as well as Busick. There's a lot of good players that you might not know too much about, but now that they're getting prominent roles, we're going to hear a whole bunch about them through the course of the year.
That one gets through traffic. And back into the Edina zone it goes. It's going to be turned up ice by Boltman. Boltman surveys. Ooh, fanned on that one. Nearly turned it over. And now it's going to be Clark to regroup in his own zone. Clark with some ice. He's going to take some ice to the outside. Goes inside. Backhand. Nice save made there. Now Clark comes away with it from the right corner. He'll hold and look.
Nobody in front.
Looks back up to the line. Now he finds Williams with it. Williams looked over at Boltman, instead shoots and hits Dahl on the way in. Oh, and that one missed the mark. Now it's going to be Clark. Brzezinski is there, guided back in behind the net. Now it's going to be Willie Johnson, fought off a stick from Schobert. Now with 57 to go in the man advantage, there's a shot off the post, ringing the dinner bell. Oh! Wow. Boltman with a good bid there. Then they come back the other way with the talented Cole Hansen. He's pinned off the end boards.
40 seconds left on the penalty.
And 3:45 in the overtime period. Hornets back up ice. Now it's going to be Williams. Works his way in on goal. Shoots, save. Nice job by Wallen. Wow, how good is he? Now back up to Boltman. Boltman plays back for Worst. Worst back up for Boltman now. Boltman to the left wing side. Boltman gets it. Snapper. Looked right in by Wallen. Overman pats the pads. He knows how well the Blaine goaltenders played for them tonight.
Well, indeed, a lot of confidence on that one. But Boltman looked around, surveyed the area, didn't see anybody open, so put a pretty good shot on goal, a little higher than I think he may have wanted. But a very confident goaltender in Ryan Wallen reached over his head and snared that with his glove. Face-off now going to be to his left. But this is a last push for Edina on the power play up to Blaine Bengals to thwart off this forward push.
Busick gets tossed. In comes Cole Hansen. 14 on the power play. Now it's going to be Borst. Worst trolls over to help him. Back up to the line they go. Gunnar Johnson gives off to the left wing side. Borchardt, who had hit, I believe, Ryman on the way in for the Bengals. Full strength now are the Bengals. 5-on-5. Overman turns away. Back into the corner it goes. Worst is bumped there by Streeter, but the big frame of Worst is too much to handle. Goes right to the front of the net. Just throw it there. The stick is down. Staved there by Wallen. Now Overman is there. Off the boards, back up to the line it goes. Worst in front. He and Streeter have a heck of a battle going on right now. Back into the corner it goes. One-on-one battle now. Stick is in there by Loftus on Overman. Boy, this is a hard-working shift for both teams. Overman, Ryman rings the boards. Will it be enough? No, Gunnar Johnson. Now Borst takes over. 2:23 to go. Turned over, kept in by the Hornets. Here comes Borst, but Loftus is there to play ahead and dump back into the Edina zone. Now Borst gets it. He looks back up ice. Left wing side, Worst tried to chip it over for Kavanaugh, and instead the other way they go. It's going to be Hansen, wrister, gloved and speared by the goaltender, Loudon Hogue.
Well, Cole Hansen, a right-handed shot on the left side, had a pretty good angle on that, tried to go far side glove on Loudon Hogue, and he hasn't seen much action during this overtime, so a little bit cold on that one, but he made that save look pretty easy and had some style points of his own, but just 2:04 left in this overtime session. Now face-off in the Edina zone to Hogue's right.
Muscled the center by Morton. Gathered in by the Bengals to the right wing side. That one deflects to the corner. Wyatt Worst gets that one ahead for Rugemer. Now the Hornets will take over. Kavanaugh finds Morton the trailer. Nice job by Hunter Hansen. Ahead they go for Lager across the line. Lager's wrist shot takes the stick out of the hands of Wyatt Worst.
Well, and I think Worst was telling Loudon Hogue to cover that because he couldn't go back and get that stick and help his goaltender, but he at least used the stick to interrupt that stride. But boy, kind of up and down. Chances are coming all over the place, but both teams understand that time is running out, so there's a certain sense of urgency on both squads, but both teams are protecting the middle of the ice pretty well.
Thanks for joining us here tonight from Braemar Arena, the MNHockey.tv, presented by Tradition Companies. You can find them at traditionco.com. American Family Insurance, that's amfam.com. Your local agent in Edina, Jason Williams. Of course, he's the father. Here's a chance to the right wing side. That one too far for Dahl. Jams Ryman on the play. Clark comes away with it. Clark watched by Brzezinski. Now it's Busick. He has one tonight, looking for two. Puts on the brakes, waits for some help back door. Oh, saved by Hogue. Rebound, scores! The Blaine Bengals in overtime defeat the Edina Hornets by a score of 2-1.
I cannot even speculate as to who finished that, but I don't think the Blaine Bengals care or Coach Chris Carroll. But what a great game this was. It was a battle between two heavyweights going at it. It's Blaine that ultimately comes out on top. 1:11 to go in overtime. You don't need many chances when you have the Blaine Bengals, but they bested the Edina Hornets in their own backyard by coming back with just over 3 minutes to go, forcing this overtime and then winning it in overtime. But Coach Chris Carroll has to feel pretty good to get that first win of the season under his belt, especially against the Edina Hornets.
1:11 showing on the clock. That was Brzezinski with the game-winning goal, I believe, as he crashed down on that one. Yes. Caden Brzezinski, the game winner.
A defenseman getting a little aggressive down in the zone. Made the right decision.
That was a tough save by Hogue as he fought it off. There's a big rebound and a scramble. And there you have it. A well-played hockey game. Very entertaining here from Braemar Arena. Hornets now drop to 1-3 on the campaign, while the Bengals even up their record at 1-1.
And let's just give congratulations to Ryan Wallen, sophomore goaltender for the Blaine Bengals. I believe this is his first blush with varsity level hockey, and he got a win.
Didn't look like it from here, did it?
No, not at all. But a 2-1 win over Edina in their own backyard. That's not a bad feather to put in the cap. But congratulations to the Blaine Bengals getting that first win of the season. But Edina, again, didn't get what the result that they wanted, but they played a very sound hockey game. They did a lot of things very, very well. The process is going to have to move forward, but 1-3 is unusual for Edina. But Blaine Bengals balanced the ledger at one win and one loss so far early in the season.
We got a big schedule coming up this week. Be sure to check out the MNHockey.tv. Follow us on Twitter at MNHockeyTV. And your Blaine Bengals are winners by a score of 2-1. For Bart Archer, Callie Wagner, I'm Pete Wagner. So long, everybody.